Good evening, and it's a semi-final day. It's England against Denmark, the Three Lions against the Vikings. Welcome to the Commentary Hub. Denmark had the taste of winning this trophy back in 1992 with the likes of Schmeichel, Laudrup and co. And surely Kasper Schmeichel will want to follow in his dad's footsteps. Already won the league and he is now aiming for the Euros. As for England, their last taste of success of a major trophy was back in 1966 World Cup. And in fact, that was their only success and their only major final. Can the Three Lions bring the trophy home? It's coming home, they say, and let's hope it will. I'm your host, Joe Kane, and in about 15 minutes or so, we shall be handing over to our match commentator, JB, who will be with our main guest today, the ex-Arsenal, Middlesbrough and Sunderland player, Justin Hoyte, with live coverage of this match. But before that, with me today to discuss England's chances are Russ Vernon and Nicholas Jones. Good evening, gents.
Good evening, John.
Good evening.
Russ, I'll come to you first.
Yeah.
England have done very well in this tournament, and Harry Kane is back to his best in the last couple of games. Can England fans seriously start dreaming of winning this trophy? Or is it not as straightforward as it looks?
I think we can start dreaming. We're the only team in the competition yet to concede a goal. Whether Southgate is picked, it seems to have where there's been a lot of chat on the social media as if to say that Southgate's got it wrong. He shouldn't pick certain players for certain games. But yeah, I think he's got it spot on so far. Everyone seen that he's got it spot on so far, and he's worked. And one question that people have asked is, can Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips play together? And in this tournament and throughout the matches leading up to this tournament, they've proved they can work together. And it has been working, and I can see it working tonight, and hopefully, if we do get through, working on Sunday as well.
Nicholas, it won't be easy for England tonight, wouldn't it? I mean, the Danes got to the semis on credit, haven't they? Well, what are we expecting from them tonight?
Yes, they certainly did get through on credit. I'm personally expecting them to be a real thorn in England's side this evening, John. I mean, they've got the likes of Braithwaite, Dolberg, Damsgaard, even Thomas Delaney, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Joachim Mæhle, Jens Striger, whole host of really good players in the team. Plus, they've also got Kasper Schmeichel, the son of Peter, as you mentioned at the start of the programme. So Denmark look a real threat.
Thank you, Nicholas. I'm going to bring in JB, our match commentator for tonight's game. Good evening, JB.
Hello, John. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, not bad, thank you. JB, and of course, our guest today is Justin Hoyte. Good evening, Justin.
Good evening.
Guys, just quickly, if you just run over the teams for both sides today and give us your quick views on is this the right formation for England to win tonight and the Euro, maybe?
I'll start. I think Phillips and Rice in there could be an insurance policy in the back four, because you've got Braithwaite, Dolberg, who's been in terrific form with 3 goals already in the knockout rounds, and of course Damsgaard, who scored a goal or two. They've scored more goals than England as well. Let's not forget. So I can see why Phillips and Rice are in there, although I criticised them in earlier games. I think Saka's a bit of a surprise considering how well Jadon Sancho played the other night. But the other players really picked themselves, and there's Grealish to come off the bench, Foden as well. And also, I'd like to see at some point, I'd love to see Jude Bellingham try and do his stuff in the middle of the park. I really do rate Jude Bellingham, young lad from Birmingham. Denmark, of course, familiar names that play in the Premier League. 2 from Southampton, Investigator and Højbjerg, who can, on their day, be very good players. Schmeichel, we all know about his heroics in the cup final about a month and a half ago. I think this is, people have been saying to me all day, John, that football's coming home, but I'm not so sure, because this Denmark side as Nicholas has alluded to many times throughout this tournament, has been a very tough nut to crack. So this is not going to be an easy test for England. And just to throw in one cautious stat, guys, that the last meeting between the sides was back in October in a Nations League group game. Denmark won it by a 0-0. Christian Eriksen with a penalty.
Indeed, Christian Eriksen, who sadly, of course, had to be resuscitated in the first game against Finland. Justin, this incident that happened with Christian Eriksen, which gladly that he's still with us, well, it seems like it's going to affect his career by the sound of it. But surely that actually gave an extra, shall we say, boost for the players to do it for the Christian as well as for their country.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate situation, unfortunate thing, and what happened to him. And as you say, and you probably can see by their performances, it's given them that extra bit of motivation, extra bit of drive to go out and win games. You know, for Eriksen, he was a major part of their team, the captain and the leader of their side. So for sure, it's given them an extra bit of motivation. And even in the games now, you can see that they're not going to be an easy side to play for England. It's not going to be an easy game. That's for sure. But it's really unfortunate what happened to Eriksen.
No, absolutely. And just quickly, Justin, I mean, regarding the England team, as JB stated, he's surprised that Saka's come back and stuff. Maybe like Jadon Sancho, maybe he would have been probably the best person to be in the starting lineup, considering that they saw continuity from the Ukraine game. Or am I mistaken in that point?
To be honest, I feel Saka done really well when he played. It was unfortunate he didn't play in the last game. Probably if he was 100%, he might have played instead of Sancho. So I feel he's done in the last game Saka played. I feel he done a lot more than Sancho, and I think that's why Gareth Southgate has gone with him. I think he kind of saw what he'd done when he played and what he brings to the England side, and I feel he brings that a little bit more to what Jadon Sancho kind of does. And you know, unfortunately, Sancho wasn't that much effective in the last game, but I'm sure. If England are down or, you know, later on in the game, he's such a huge player to bring off the bench, and I'm sure he's going to cause Denmark defenders a lot of trouble if he comes off the bench. That's a great asset to have for England.
Absolutely. Russ, England got quite a lot of qualities, haven't they? I mean, it's not just the players who are actually on the side today, on the starting 11, but we look at the subs, and if things go wrong for England, England have got the enough subs to able to change that game.
They have, yes. One surprising thing for me is, and I'm not sure if Justin does agree, because yes, I know Rashford can play through the middle, but mainly last few weeks and last few seasons he's played mainly out wide for Manchester United. We've not got a striker on the bench in case Kane picks up an injury. I'd have liked to see probably someone like Calvert-Lewin on the bench, probably in place of maybe Connor Cody. If he's not going to get involved, probably take Cody out, put Calvert-Lewin on the bench in case we do get an injury to Harry Kane. But like you said, we've got Grealish on there, we've got Foden, Sancho, Bellingham, who can come on and cause a few problems. Henderson as well, who I'm delighted that he got his first goal for England against Ukraine as well, which been quite a while for him to get that first goal. But I think someone like Dominic Calvert-Lewin could have been a different presence to this Denmark side. His aerial presence, a bit more taller than Harry Kane, and could put himself about, and maybe he could have fetched him on later if we needed to change things.
Nicholas, I'll come back to you. Obviously, you have seen Denmark play so many times and you've commentated on them. They're a very good side. And with the factor that England today obviously got nearly more or less a full house at Wembley, is that going to affect the Danes in being a semi-final, it feels like, away from home, doesn't it?
Yes, they might be intimidated. They might be intimidated by the mass of England fans that have packed into Wembley Stadium. But all the Danes have got to do is just concentrate and focus on just getting the ball where they want it to, and scoring the goals when they present themselves to them. Just block out any distractions and nothing else. That's what I think they should do. Justin,
just quickly before we start the commentary with yourself and with JB. Harry Kane, obviously, he's England captain, and he had a bit of criticism in the first 3 games in the group stage, and then he lightened up, didn't he? He's like a switch, and actually, the minute he scored against Germany, and the rest is history. Was he actually distracted by the move from Spurs to Man City, you think?
I don't think he was necessarily distracted. I just think it was just a matter of timing, a matter of getting a goal, and all he needed is 1 goal. And once he gets 1 goal, he's off the mark and he's full of confidence, and he scored more than 1 goal, and that's just a confidence thing. So I think for Harry Kane, I don't think he was kind of thinking about the whole Man City move. I think he was more concentrating on just getting a goal and building on that confidence. He's never short of confidence. He's always going to keep going until he gets that goal. But now he's got that goal. He's full of confidence, and I'm sure he's going to be a huge threat for England tonight. And hopefully he gets the goal, a goal tonight, which will keep his goal tally going, really.
And as the players are coming out, and without further ado, I'll hand you over to our match commentator, JB, who's with Justin Hoyt.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Russ. Good evening, everybody. Are you all ready on the edge of your seats? Well, I certainly am. I'm sure Justin Hoyt, my co-commentator, will be as well. We'll bring him in a few minutes or two, in a second or two, just before the start. But, of course, before the action itself, of course, it could finish after 90 minutes, extra time or penalties tonight. But let's not think about that now. Let's take in the sights and sounds of 60,000 here at Wembley tonight, and listen along to the 2 national anthems, starting with the Danish national anthem. And now, the England players, and God save the Queen. Just listen to the roar. A roar to beat Noah, but that is for certain. I can't wait for this game. I'm sure you guys can't either. It's going to be an absolute cracker. I've just seen Prince William there, the president of the FA, the Football Association as well. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Right, I'm sure you want to know the team lineups in more detail. Let's give you them first, starting with England. Jordan Pickford of Everton starts in goal. A back 4 tonight of Kyle Walker of Manchester City, John Stones of also Manchester City, and then Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw, both of Manchester United. Maguire, the second centre-back, and Luke Shaw, the left-back. 2 holding midfielders tonight, Calvin Phillips of Leeds and Declan Rice of West Ham. Then 3 attacking midfielders, Bukayo Saka of Arsenal, the midfielders, Bukayo Saka of Arsenal on the right, Mason Mount in the centre, playing in the number 10 role, although he doesn't wear 10, obviously. That honour goes to Raheem Sterling of Manchester City, who will play out on the left. And then Captain Kane, number 9, Harry Kane, who started banging in the goals in these last 2 or 3 games. 3 goals for him in the tournament. Him and Sterling, in fact, the joint top scorers in the tournament, kind of came up front. I'll run through all the substitutes later. Let's go through the Denmark side with Kasper Schmeichel of Leicester in goal. Then it's Christensen of Chelsea, Simon Kjær of AC Milan, who's the captain, and Yannick Vestergaard of Southampton, the 3-man centre-back trio. And then it's Stiga of Udinese on the left-hand side, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg of Southampton, and Thomas Delaney of Borussia Dortmund in the centre of midfield, with Johan Meili of Atalanta of Italy on the left-hand side. Up front, Martin Braithwaite of Barcelona, Kasper Dolberg of Nice, who is the top scorer in the championships for Denmark with 3, and Mikkel Damsgaard of Sampdoria complete the lineup. Kasper Jemand, incidentally, is the Danish manager, from 49 years old, ex-Mainz manager in Germany. The referee tonight, and all 22 players must be on their best behaviour, is 38-year-old police inspector Danny Mekkeleli from Holland. Assistants Jessel Streska and Jan de Vries, both from the Netherlands. The 4th official is a Romanian, Odu Agaran, and Paul van Bruel is the VAR referee. So the stage is set. It's JB, John Stuttard, and Justin Hoyt tonight. Denmark in red, England in white. I think. Or is it? Well, let's have a. I'm just. I'll get it right. Yeah, it looks like it's England in white, and away we go. Terrific atmosphere then at Wembley. 60,000 here for this big game. And here goes Raheem Sterling. England attacking the goal away to my right-hand side, or to my left-hand side, I should say. And Raheem Sterling wins the first 3 kick of the game. And that's the foul there. And it was number 8 there. Delaney going right through him there. 26 seconds of the match gone. Remember, Italy await the winners. And Justin Hoyt, the former Arsenal defender, and of course, son of the 1982 Commonwealth 100 metres golden medalist Wendy Hoyt is alongside me tonight. Sorry to bring that up, but Justin, how do you think the game will go tonight?
I definitely think England are going to hopefully win. I don't think it's going to be an easy game, and I think England are really up for it. You can see by the start how up for it they are, and I think it'd be a great game. Hopefully it's as entertaining as the Italy-Spain one last night, but it's going to be a great game.
Yes, and you heard that with Man Isles, and he did a magnificent commentary alongside Nicholas Jones as well. There's Gareth Southgate. His 3rd semi-final as England boss. Reached the World Cup semi-finals 3 years ago, beaten by Croatia after extra time. They lost to the Netherlands in the Nations League a year later. And here they are now in a 3rd semi-final in 4 years. Not even the great Bobby Robson managed that with England. Here's the ball knocked forward here by Phillips. Striger is off the field and injured, and I think the referee has stopped it there. I think there might have been a foul there by Shaw, down below us. In fact, it was a foul. So, yeah, just the ball goes a fraction before then, Justin. But England really up for this one tonight, and I don't think it's going to be an easy ride, but judging by the first only couple of minutes, Denmark are going to have it all their own way. 0-0 after 2 minutes.
No, Denmark aren't going to have it all their own way. It's going to be tough for both teams. I think England look like they're going to attack early, put a lot of pressure on Denmark, and I'm sure Denmark look really, really up for it as well. They're going to enjoy playing at Wembley, but hopefully England can come away with a victory.
Well, Shaw is breaking down the left, inside to Mount. Mount trying to get away, but Kjær got it out just about away. And England are appealing for a pass back. And I have to say, look, to pass back to me, pass to Kasper Schmeichel. That could be controversial. I'm not sure VAR can get involved with that. But that looked to me, I don't know how you felt about it, Justin. But we'll just break off for a second because Denmark were on the attack. It's been cut out there by Maguire, but... Oh, well, from the learned eye, Justin, it looked as if Kjær passed that back to Kasper Schmeichel, didn't he?
It did. It looked like a close one. No, it was a close one. I saw some of the players, even the England players, were complaining about that. It was very close, but the referee didn't give it. But it was a very close call. We could have gone either way there.
Well, the 38-year-old police inspector from the Netherlands didn't seem to give an indirect 3 kick for looked as if an alleged pass back. It did look plain to me, but obviously I'm English and I'm obviously a touch biased, but of course we can't take Denmark lightly. I've been saying that to everyone who I've been speaking to in the build-up to this, whether I've been out and about or whether I've been in here prepping all afternoon. But you know, people have been telling me it's coming home. It's not yet. With 2 steps to heaven to get past. First, of course, tonight we have to get past Kasper Hjulmand's side, well coached by the ex-Mainz manager, and then Italy awaits. And we know, and having covered the Italians twice already in this tournament, they look a very tough nut to crack. And they certainly were given a good examination of the credentials by Spain last night. And of course, the Italian penalties, were, apart from the first one, of course, were absolutely amazing. This is Sterling now on the left-hand side now for England, faced by 2 Danish defenders who see him off no problem. It was Christensen of Chelsea who got back there. Shaw will take the throw, almost in line with the 18-yard box on the near side as we look on the TV cameras. We've had over 4 minutes of the first half, and it's been an all-action first half with plenty of controversy to go with it so far. But it's still England 0, Denmark 0, live on JB Sports and Commentary Hub. And the Commentary Hub, plus we're on Mike Harneman's channel. We're also on Rushford. We're also on Periscope. And we're also on Twitter and Twitch as well, amongst other platforms. And I'm glad that you're joining us here tonight. 2 of the best commentators in the business, myself and Justin Hoyt, are alongside each other to bring you this momentous possible occasion. Maybe history in the making for England, or will it be the same old story failing at the final hurdle? We'll find out now in the next. Let's hope it's not the latter and more the former. Here's Saka now, and Kane has taken a position on the far side. He plays it in there towards Sterling, who just couldn't reach it in the end. But what a lovely break, just in there from Harry Kane on the right-hand side of midfield. He put a lovely ball in, and it was just in the end too far for Raheem Sterling. 5.5 minutes gone almost. It's still 0-0.
Great cross by Kane there, great positioning. Sterling making that run. It was just unfortunate. The pass was a bit too hard, but what a ball by Kane there.
It was a fantastic ball. And really, we were criticising him, Justin, a few weeks ago for his lack of invention in the earlier games, especially against Scotland, where at the end, as you remember, with that rant, I went absolutely to town on him. But I remember that, yeah. But since then, Justin, he's really grown into his own, and he's really produced it when it really counted, especially against the Germans. That goal, I also presented that game against Germany, and I think the weight of his shoulders was lifted from that moment on, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, you can see the relief in his face once that ball hit the back of the net. It was such a relief for him, and he was buzzing to get that goal. He's not looked the same player since.
Yeah, and he's looked a bit more chirpy and a little more buzzing now as Christensen now brings it away now for Denmark. Plays an intended ball over to the far side, which completely bisected Makey on the far side, and he couldn't be found, the Atalanta man. It was behind him a little bit, that ball. The idea was okay, but the execution, I'm afraid, wasn't so. As we look there at Gareth Southgate just taking a sip of water. I've got Coke tonight, Coca-Cola that is, and they are one of the official sponsors of this championship. So at least I'm drinking the right cola tonight. Anyway, here's Harry Maguire. Yeah. Anyway, here's Harry Maguire now to Raheem Sterling, left-hand side here for England. 7 minutes gone, and here's Sterling again to the byline. He's up for this one tonight. Almost a good ball towards Saka. Only half away. Shaw crosses in. Slow to Saka. Can't find Kane. But England now laying siege to the Denmark goal. Rice now for England, and they're having to go backwards a little bit here. John Stones in possession to Harry Maguire. How his confidence took a huge boost with a brilliant headed goal in Rome on Saturday. And here's John Stones again. And at the moment, England just slowing the pace down a little bit and just trying to force Denmark into the corridor of uncertainty. As Damsgaard tries to break away from a cul-de-sac. Finds Delaney now over halfway, and that's a good ball out towards number 5, Meki. Tangling there with Kyle Walker. And a good, strong challenge there by the man born in the steel city of Sheffield. Started his career, of course, at Sheffield United. Made his first Wembley appearance in a playoff final, would you believe, against Burnley. And I must confess that Burnley are my team, and we beat them 1-0, and Kyle Walker ended up in tears that day. But I think he's had a few teams. He's had a number of lovely days at Wembley since those days. Here's Saka now on the far side, trying to keep it in play, and just can't succeed in doing so. So we've had 8.5 minutes gone, and your thoughts early on about the England performance. It looks really all action, and they look, I have to say, Justin, they're absolutely bang up for this tonight, aren't they?
No, they're really up for it. You can see early on, they're going full, front foot, looking like they're attacking. They're getting Sterling on the ball early. Kane's getting on the ball and creating chances, which is great for England. But no, it's a great positive start from the team. And
hang on a minute. It could be a chance here now. Oh, good defending there from Kyle Walker, because I tell you what, Dam's guard is no slouch with pace, and Kyle Walker had to run like 100 meters sprinted there to get back, and in fact used his strength there. I don't think your mum in her running heydays would have used a strength like that, with all due respect, but she was a very good runner in her day. I've been reading up on her actually on YouTube and Twitter and things like that, on Wikipedia. I have been doing my own work on YouTube.
Yeah, she was quite fast. Yeah, not as fast as me, but yeah, she was fast. At least she went to the Olympics.
She must have been faster when that 100. She must have been faster when that not Olympic, but the Commonwealth Championships, Commonwealth Games gold medal way back in 1982.
In the relay, yeah, it's a fast team. I watched it on YouTube the other day, actually.
Yeah, the great David Coleman as well. Yeah. How we'd love to emulate. How he voiced a few great moments, sporting moments. But we've got the chance tonight, Justin and I, to commentate on. Hopefully, yes, absolutely. Sporting history being made, English sporting history. Our tennis players may have not got to the second week of Wimbledon, but our footballers have a chance to reach the final on the same day as the men's singles final, funnily enough, at Wimbledon. And I have to say, Justin, as England are just keeping possession at the moment, what a great boost to see 60,000 inside Wembley tonight. It must be a great boost to the country after the horrible 18 months we've had to endure.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, having 60,000 fans in the stadium after what's gone on, people are just glad to be out and in stadiums. And it's great that England are doing so well. So it's giving everyone a bit of boost of motivation. And, everywhere's busy. Everyone's got England flags out. And it's just great to see, it's amazing. And I'm sure the players are going to thrive off that atmosphere in the stadium tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Here's Saka now to Mount. Right-hand side, Robert. Saka again gets the ball. Finds Phillips. Now Mount again to cross into the penalty area, looking for Kane. But Simon Kjær got back there and did a very good defensive job. England aren't finished yet, however. This is Mason Mount now, the former Derby loanee, getting the ball back. Saka's there, and Mount has made a good positive run. And it's hit the defender, Vestergaard. And I think England have got a corner out of it. Indeed, they have. But again, good positive play there for Mason Mount.
Great play by Mount there. That's what they need. Mount on the ball, getting in them danger areas and trying to supply assists and trying to get shots off. But now it's a great corner. Let's see what England can produce from this corner.
Let's see what they can produce. 11 minutes and 40 seconds gone. Live on the commentary of via JB Sports and all the other social media platforms. England 0, Denmark 0. Second semi-final. The winners will play Italy in the final on Sunday, which you can also hear with us. The ball played in towards the near post. It wasn't a good ball, actually. Phillips trying to retrieve the situation, but he's been dispossessed, and now England could be susceptible to the counter-attack. And the ball not forward, and, well played there. The defender on the line, on the halfway line, I think it was Declan Rice who got there. Anyway, here's Kane. Here's Sterling now. 3 goals to his name. Can he make it 4 now? Sterling shoots! Oh, he's hit it tamely with his right foot. Oof. And straight into the arms in the end of Kasper Schmeichel will be relieved, Justin, that it wasn't harder than it actually was, because Raheem Sterling at the moment, given his form, you would have backed him to score 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, that was a great position for Sterling. And they're the danger areas he likes getting into. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to find the corners there. But that's a great opportunity for Sterling. And Kasper Schmeichel was definitely happy that didn't find the corners. He didn't have to make a huge save out of that one. But they're the danger areas we need Sterling to get into.
Absolutely. And this is the problem now. But this is where England can really make it pay. They're up against 3 centre-backs. And this is where England have really got to make their possession tell. Right, let's have a look quick through the substitutes, just in case you need me to, because We got two goalkeepers on the bench in Ramsdale and Johnston. They're irrelevant unless Pickford, by some miracle, picks up an injury. So the outfield subs are Jack Grealish, Jordan Henderson, who scored on Saturday, incidentally, Marcus Rashford, Kieran Trippier, the former Burnley player, now for Atletico Madrid, Tyrone Mings of Aston Villa, Conor Cody of Wolves, Jadon Sancho, now soon to become a Manchester United player, Phil Foden of Manchester City, Reece James of Chelsea, and Jude Bellingham, the former Birmingham youngster, now applying his trade in Germany with Borussia Dortmund. On the bench, I'll quickly run for the Danish bench in a second because Declan Rice is starting another England move up and in motion. Finds Luke Shaw on the near side, the left-hand side. Infield to Sterling. And here's Declan Rice again. Again, patient build-up from England. They're well on top in this game so far. No save of any real note for Jordan Pickford at the right-hand end of the goal to make so far. Kane tries the shot on the turn and just hits it over. But he's in the mood tonight, Harry Kane, and England certainly look in the mood there, Justin. Kane just in the end couldn't keep his shot down, although to be fair to him, it was quite a speculative effort.
No, England are definitely up for this game. You can see it, and unfortunately Kane didn't hit that with a good enough shot. But now England are definitely on the front foot, and they're looking really, really good at the moment.
Absolutely. Here's Schmeichel with a kick, right-footed up towards the far side. It's an English throw. With just coming up to 13 minutes and 40 seconds of the first half gone here. And it's been an action-packed, almost quarter of an hour, really. Plenty of talking points. And England have been dispossessed, and Phillips has been dispossessed. And there was the first effort from the Danes. It was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg of Southampton. And then Pickford makes a complete hatchet of throw out. And Braithwaite's got a chance, and it's wide. And I think he may have got a deflection, and Pickford apologises immediately, but that could have led to so much trouble for England now. What was he doing, Justin? That was ridiculous.
I don't know what he was thinking there. This definitely can't happen, especially in this stage of the game and in this, tournament. You can't be making them kind of mistakes. I think he might have lost a bit of concentration or something, but that definitely can't happen again.
It can't happen again. I mean, I've been an advocate for Nick Pope, as you know, being a Burnley fan, but obviously he's out through injury, but Pickford's the best we've got at the moment out of the fit goalkeepers we have in this country, and for England anyway. He's going to win the Golden Glove, whatever happens. But that mistake has put England in all sorts of trouble here because it's led to a Danish corner. It could have been so much worse, admittedly. And now there's a lot of jostling and shoving in that 6-yard area. So let's see. The corner comes in from the far side, and Pickford comes through the crowd and gets a good decisive punch. Saka miscontrols it, and now Denmark have it on the far side. Now they've got to really mark up England. They've really got to defend well, and Mount does that, and the referee gives England a free kick. It looked a bit, I have to say, harsh there on Steiger. I have to be honest, it didn't look at all a bad. It was just a slight push, but I didn't think it was anything to warrant a free kick. But England will take that all day long because it just gives them a chance now to breathe a huge sigh of relief, Justin, and also get a little bit of breathing space.
Yeah, for sure. It gives Pickford a little chance, a little breather as well, and it gives the team to calm down and settle down a bit after a hectic couple minutes there in front of their own goal. But no, it's a good opportunity now for England to relax and start again. And let's hope Pickford doesn't do anything like that again.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he made almost a bit of a Horlicks of one clearance in the Ukraine game, but it was not that it mattered in the grand scheme of things. England were 3 up by that point. But that was a dangerous point. That was a dangerous moment, really, for England at 0-0. That could have been. I wouldn't have said disastrous, but it wouldn't have been. It would have obviously, if it had worked out a Danish goal, it wouldn't have been irretrievable by any means. Now Pickford must boot it forward, and he does. He listens to me, and he boots it away left-footed, but it's out of play. But England now just need to calm down, not let the excitement of the occasion get to them a little bit. Jordan Pickford has been known to pull off the odd gaff for Everton, of course, in the last couple of years in the Premier League. He's hardly let his country down, in fairness to him. But maybe just the excitement, and of course 60,000 English men and women and children as well. England have conceded a free kick, I think. Højbjerg's down in the heat. Declan Rice, the culprit there. And England now just being a little bit sloppy now, Justin, at this point now as we come up to the 18th minute mark. Still 0-0 if you're still listening along to us.
Yeah, still 0-0. They're a bit sloppy now. They need to get back to how they was playing in the first couple of minutes of this half. So let's see what happens here.
Absolutely. And Højbjerg is okay and up and on his feet. And now England have got some more defending to do. The Danes, of course, I covered them in the World Cup 3 years ago. They had a. The last time I covered them was against Peru when they had to survive a penalty being given against them on VAR, and then they scored a fantastic goal to win that group game. That was in the first round of group games. Anyway, the free kick from the far side, and mercifully, it was not a very good free kick, and the ball, well, doesn't run dead, and it has to be booted away by an England player almost by the byline, and then Sterling goes down. What does Makelele give here? A throw on halfway. So Australia's free kick in the end, thankfully, Justin, didn't lead to anything, but my goodness me, England were letting that drift out of play, and in the end, it had to be booted away. But, well, maybe England now get the opportunity now just to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, it gives them a little time on the ball now. Hopefully they can get a few passes together, settle down a bit and get a bit of rhythm going, because Denmark looked a bit dangerous in them last couple of attacks there and set pieces.
Absolutely, and they've scored more goals. Yeah, a little bit sloppy now. They've just got to get out of it, and maybe Southgate's just got to say, "Come on, calm down, lads. It's, play the game. Don't play the occasion." Here's Maguire now for England. The Manchester United captain is looking for support, and at the moment here, England are being penned back at the moment. The Danes have brought practically everybody back inside their own half at the moment behind the ball. So it's going to make it very difficult for England to play between the lines, I suppose. 20 minutes gone almost. England 0, Denmark 0. Live here on the Commentary Hub and on JB Sports, my own YouTube channel, plus Mike Harneman's channel, plus Periscope, plus Twitter and Twitch as well. Wherever you're joining us tonight, thank you for choosing us over Mr. Matterface, who's quite frankly not as good as us two. Anyway, here's Braithwaite picking the ball up now, 10 yards inside the England half. It goes back to halfway, and now the Danes have a chance to break here now through Steiger, number 17. Denmark in the all-red, England in white shirts, dark shorts and white stockings. Højbjerg now has possession. Finds Vestergaard, his Southampton teammate. Now the ball back with Damsgaard, and again Kjær, who's the inspirational captain and the more central of the three centre-backs. Gets it out now to Jan Vestergaard, to give him his full name, Yannick Vestergaard. I know a lot of commentators in this country, of course, call him Jan Vestergaard. 21 minutes gone. We're coming up towards halfway here at Wembley. The halfway mark of the first half, I should say. Here's Kyle Walker now to hoof it away for England up towards halfway. Kane tries to take the ball but miscontrols it, and it's with Simon Kjær again for the Danes, and just goes back to what Nicholas was saying, that they are a very dangerous side. And I've just run through the goal scorers so far. Dolberg's got 3 in the tournament. Delaney and Poulsen have 2 each. And Damsgaard, Braithwaite, Christensen and McHale have all got a goal each. So they aren't lacking in the goal scoring department. England's goal scorers, Sterling and Kane with 3 each. Maguire and Henderson with 1 each. So, of course, England haven't been playing the champagne football as we'd all like, but it's been getting results nevertheless. But 5 clean sheets in a row. They haven't actually conceded a goal, folks, since March this year. And, of course, as I was alluding to earlier, a word of warning, a word of caution. Denmark did come here last October in the Nations League. And Christian Eriksen, who sadly isn't not on the field tonight for obvious reasons, of course, as you well know, scored the winning penalty. And England had 2 men sent off. One of them was Harry Maguire, by the way. The other was at full time with Reece James. So England have got to be wary of this now. I'm sure Southgate will have gone through it time and time again. And now Mackie has possession, goes back to Vestergaard. Still 0-0 as we come past the halfway mark of the first half. Dolberg gets it on in turn to Steiger. Steiger now to Braithwaite, and well cut out there by England, and then the ball just hoofed away. As far up the field, Kasper Schmeichel, who pulled off a terrific save in the FA Cup final, you may remember, for Leicester, when they were leading 1-0, which won them the cup. And, well, it was an into both, really, his heroics and the VAR goal, chalking off Ben Chilwell's strike at the end. which won them the cup that day. Here is Schmeichel, I should say. Gets it out, but it's not a good kick. And Phillips now picks up 10 yards inside the Danish half. Here's Bakary Saka. And he wins his team a throw. Now then, England just starting to get into a stride a little bit more. Just in after a shaky last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, looking to find a little bit of rhythm now after the shaky last 5 minutes, but it looked like they found a little bit of a rhythm, a bit of pattern of play, and let's hope this continues.
Yes, absolutely. The first goal, of course, in these semi-finals, always going to be important. Italy got the first goal last night, but Spain absolutely came back very strongly in that semi-final. It's a terrific semi-final last night. And you'll have heard it with Nicholas Jones and Matt Isles last night. A terrific commentary from them too. And I should tell you that JB Sports listeners, we had over 600 views on that thing alone. Kane wanted a free kick, but it wasn't really. It was a clean tackle. Ball played through. Maguire only half cut it out. And now here's Dolberg on the edge of the area. Kasper Dolberg of Nice. And now Damsgaard. So Damsgaard, England players desperate not to slide in, and Damsgaard's shot wasn't far away. Maybe just scraped the far post, the far right-hand post, but Kane wanted a free kick. But I have to say, Yannick Vestergaard did terrifically well. Justin, it was a very good tackle, and then Damsgaard's shot just maybe an inch or two past the right-hand angle of the post and crossbar.
That was a great tackle. I mean, England fans were and Harry Kane and players were calling for a foul there, but it was probably a good call by the referee watching the replay. But it was very, very dangerous there from Denmark. Very, very dangerous shot there, and England really, really need to be aware and be defensively solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Head-to-head. In terms of head-to-head, 23 games in previously. England have won 13 of them. Denmark have just won the 5 with 5 drawn, and England have scored 39 goals in those fixtures to Denmark's 23. England have got the free kick. Saka winning the free kick, looking to take it quickly, but I think England will want to just take their time and compose themselves. And Saka really getting involved there and drawing the foul there from the defender, from Mahi. So. Let's see, there's a 3-man committee over this one. What are England going to cook up here? It looks like Saka and Mount. It was a 3-man committee. Shaw's walked away. So it's Mount and Saka, the 2-man committee.
See if Mount takes it.
And it is Mount who chips it. Yes, it chips it in there towards Maguire. And it will come out now for England again. Stones finds Shaw. He's Manchester United to Man City to Man United in towards Kane. The England player was muscled out of it quite fairly by the 2 strapping centre-backs of Denmark. Now Phillips now to Saka, just behind him a bit, but Saka keeps it in on the far side. Does really well, but runs into trouble, runs into a cul-de-sac, if you like. And then the ball knocked away. Should be cut out by Kyle Walker, and is no problem at all. Good, disciplined defending at the moment. England now striding forward now. Looking for this breakthrough. Here's Sterling. Oh, my goodness. Raheem Sterling. What a poor touch. And the ball goes out. Again, as you were alluding to earlier with Pickford, just a lack of awareness and, as you say, concentration.
Yeah, it's a lack of concentration there. He took his eye off the ball there. Probably thought it was going to be perfectly under his foot, but no, took his eye, and lack of concentration there by Sterling, and not a good look at the moment.
Yeah, not a good look. That one. I'm sure. Well, let's see. Anyway, here's Dolberg. He was wrestled to the ground, according to Mr. McElhaney, the referee. And it's Mason Mount he wants words with here. And here it is, Dolberg getting away there. Well, I think it's a little bit harsh, I have to say. I think he's no elbow in that at all. I think Dolberg, I have to be honest with you, Justin, I think he plays for that. I think there's a bit of play acting involved there.
100%. And you can see it's more and more in today's game, but he definitely, personally, I think he played for that.
Well, we saw examples of a bit of play acting last night and in previous matches, not involving England, of course. And I think that's the one area of the game that I think the authorities really need to stand stamp out. And I think this is one area that VAR need to cut out as well. Try and cut out, I think, because I am fed up. And I don't know how you feel about it, Justin, being an ex-defender. But I am sick to the back teeth of people trying to cheat or dive and try and con a referee by play acting to get decisions. Anyway, we'll come to you on that issue in a second because the Danes have a free kick up towards the far side of the area. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. And Mr. Makelele gives, what's he giving here now? What's he giving here now? I think he's giving a free kick here to, well, he's got the vanishing spray out. There's a wrestling match. Christensen going down. And I have to say, he went down a little easy as well. So another Danish free kick. We will come to Justin in a second because England now are in a little bit of peril. I think the referee has been mighty generous on two fronts. But let's see what happens here now. 29 minutes almost gone in the second European Championship semi-final. It's England 0, Denmark 0 for a place on Sunday's final, which you can hear on the commentary hub on JB Sports. We'll start the programme around about 7:15 on Sunday, incidentally. So Pickford now erecting his four-man wall. In fact, it looks like four in the wall plus one lying on the ground.
It's dangerous on set pieces.
Yeah, they're very dangerous on set pieces. Oh, they've shown why! What a free kick that is from Damsgaard! And England have paid the ultimate price. Although the Mahmoud Mustard sympathetic referee has led to that. And it's the Danes who take the lead. It's England 0, Denmark 1. And England now have to do it the hard way, Justin.
What a free kick that was. I mean, I don't know if that was a foul, but what a free kick. I mean, I don't know if Pickford could have saved it. He probably couldn't, but what a free kick. Great technique by him. But now England definitely have to step it up now, and they're definitely going to have to do it the hard way now. But what a free kick. You have hats off to him. Great free kick.
It's a brilliant free kick. England will point out, should it have been given in the first place? More the first one, I have to say, no. And then the second, did it deflect? No, it's gone right over the wall. And the ball is just too, I think it's just too good. Not even, well, Pickford gets a glove on it, but no more.
I think it's too powerful, too fast for him. I'm not sure he could save that. No chance.
Look at the Danes now. They're absolutely, well, the Vikings lead the Lions. It's not what we wanted. But now Harry Kane, I'm just saying there, come on, focus, he's saying. Focus. Half an hour gone. England 0, Denmark 1. This is not turning in as it was scripted by a lot of people tonight. Gareth Southgate's men are a goal down. And it's the first goal, incidentally, that England have conceded in the whole competition. And Damsgaard has now moved to 2 goals in the tournament. And what a setback that is for England. So now it's all the pressure's on England now. Denmark have got a lead, and they'll be quite happy to protect that lead, knowing that England must come at them now. But what a way to silence Wembley Stadium in the best possible way with a terrific free kick. But people will ask, Justin, if that first free kick isn't given for the Dolberg foul, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, for sure. I think, the players and fans are going to be looking at thinking, was it a foul, that first one? But, unfortunately, they've given it, and now England have an uphill task now to try and even get 1 goal back, because Denmark will definitely defend for their lives now for the rest of this game, and it'll be very tough for now England. But let's hope they can do it.
Well, let's hope they can turn this one around and get through and get to the final. Italy await the winners, of course, right here at Wembley on Sunday. As I say, it's a game you can hear live with us on the commentary hub and JB Sports and Periscope and Twitter and Twitch. Just exactly what you're listening to this game on, funnily enough, guys. So, well, it's not the start that we would have, not the first half we would have expected now. Now the England fans now have a part to play. They have the 12th man there. Now England have got to rely on their 12th man. And England now, they've got to think back how they would do this differently. Remember, Denmark won here last October in a Nations League game. That was via a penalty. Now, can they do what they didn't do that October night? And when, that's another poor clearance from Pickford straight to Dolberg. Now Braithwaite of Barcelona picks it up. England careless again. Steiger now playing the ball in, and luckily for England, Damsgaard misplaced his ball, and Pickford gets the ball. But again, careless again from the Everton goalkeeper.
Very careless from him again. Unfortunately, he's had a few bad decisions in the first early on in this game. So hopefully he can calm down his nerves, calm down, settle down, and get back to how he was.
This is a good run from. This is a good run here from Raheem Sterling down the left-hand side. The ball played in, just gets a deflection, which favours, I'm afraid, Denmark that time. But England have got to try and stay positive. They can't afford to make any more mistakes. A second one would really put their backs up against the wall then. So they have to come forward, try and get themselves an equaliser before the break. And if they can manage that, then they've got 45 minutes left. But I know it's wishful thinking. But England now really need to up the tempo, as Justin Hoyt has just said there. And he's our special guest tonight here on this broadcast. And John Kane, we'll be hearing from John Kane, Nicholas Jones, and Russ Burnham at half-time as well. And I'm sure Russ, above anyone else who's got very strong opinions on the game, as you well know, will have plenty to say about whether that should have been a free kick or not. But I'm sure what's nodding down is the free kick. But England get a free kick of their own, fouled by Delaney on Kane, 25 yards out, just to the left of the right of centre of the D. And that looked more of a foul than the one that Denmark got, which led to their goal. Justin, that was a clear foul on Harry Kane, surely.
That was a clear foul on Harry Kane, more than the Denmark one there. So a great play by Kane there. So let's hope England can do something special from this set piece.
Well, and also I think it's the first free kick of recollection that has been scored directly in the Championship. I'm sure my colleagues will pull me up if that's wrong, but well, we've waited all tournament for one. We certainly got one, but it wasn't an Englishman who scored. It was Damsgaard who scored. Now can England respond in kindness now? Schmeichel making sure that his wall's erected. Looks like Raheem Sterling might fancy this. Remember, he's got 3 goals to his name. Mount as well fancies it. Shaw fancies it as well. 3-man committee. Danes, like England, had 5 in the wall plus 1 line on the ground. This is a big moment now for England if they can get themselves the equaliser. Will it be Mount with the right foot? Maybe Shaw, or will it be Raheem Sterling? It looks like it's Raheem Sterling. Right foot and off the wall in the end. And out for a throw-in. And at the end of it all, a little bit of a disappointment.
It was, yeah. We needed the Beckham there.
Yes, David Beckham. Yeah. How many times did Beckham? It was Simon Kerr, in fact, who got the block in the wall, the captain. Yeah. How many times did Beckham pour us out the fire with 3 kicks and crucial goals in his time? So let's see if we can see if we can find something here from this throw. It's going to be a long throw. It looks like Walker's going to have a go at this long throw. So it's just almost on the edge of the 18-yard line. He throws it about 15 yards into the area. And it goes. Kane will retrieve it from Maguire flick. Kane tries to outrun his opponent. Gets the cross back. And headed away by Simon Kerr. And now here comes Braithwaite. Tackled beautifully by Rice, but it breaks. Again now for the Danes again, who look an absolute menace cantering forward. And here's Braithwaite towards the edge of the area. And now a real opportunity for Højbjerg to measure across, and it goes over everybody's head. It was intended for Kasper Dolberg of Nice. And if he had got on there, well, it would have been a real problem for England. In fact, they've got themselves, I think, a free kick. But once again, Justin, Denmark proving their worth again on the counter-attack, lightning fast.
Yeah, very, very dangerous. Great counter-attack by them. They look very, very dangerous on the counter-attack. And I think as England push for a goal here, England are really going to have to pay attention to their counter-attacks. They look like they're going to be very, very dangerous on the counter-attacks.
Well, we just had a look at the statistics. England have had 3 shots, Denmark 4. That's total shots towards goal, but 2 have gone in on Denmark. I think 2 on target. The goal and 1 that was saved by Pickford. And England, of course, I've had 1 on target, but that was the scuff shot from Raheem Sterling into the arms of Schmeichel. So really, it wasn't threatening the England defence too much. But here they come again. Harry Kane again, far side. Can he get the ball in? Sterling with a chance. Oh, sorry, brilliantly by Schmeichel. He rocked an equaliser all the way. But Kasper Schmeichel must have took his head back to the cup final 2 months ago almost, when he pulled off all those heroic saves to win last year the FA Cup. He's only gone and pulled off another miracle save again to deny Raheem Sterling. Well, can you believe that, Justin? What a chance. Well, anyway, we'll come to Justin in a minute on his views on that save. But anyway, here's Saka now on the right-hand side now. England trailing, and here they go again. Saka's in behind. Chances here for Sterling. Oh, he's made no mistake this time. And England are level. Raheem Sterling with his 4th goal for his country in the Euros. And England are back on terms. This is absolutely amazing. Wembley goes bananas. Gareth Southgate appeals for calm. Joy in the English fans. And Justin Hoyt, England are back in it. 1-1.
Well done, England. Well done, Saka. And a great little tapping by Sterling. Another goal to his name. Great play, England. Well done. Let's go.
Was he offside? No, he wasn't, Saka.
No.
And I don't think Sterling was either. That is a fantastic response from England. Just what they needed as well. And what a time, Justin, to score with, 6 minutes of the first half remaining?
Perfect time to score. Just before half-time there. They're going to go in now full of confidence and great time in there to score that goal. Great
I wonder if it's well, I have to say, I don't know what... I think it might be a Simon Kerr own goal. I don't want to take this goal away from Sterling, but I've just seen a replay, Justin. It looks like it could be a Simon Kerr own goal.
Yeah,
what about the Juniors Goals Committee?
No, I think it's an own goal, actually. I think I'll check the stats later, but I think it looks like it's an own goal. So hopefully it's credited to Sterling, but, no matter what happens, own goal or goal by Sterling, it's still a goal, and England are now level.
Yeah, we'll take anything, Justin, that's for sure. But
we will.
But the fact of the matter is England are level, and that's all that matters in the grand scheme of things. And it has been debited to Simon Kerr as we thought. And I think it has to go down as a Kerr on goal, I'm afraid. So unfortunately for Raheem Sterling, you stay on 3 goals, my friend. But it doesn't matter. I don't think he'll care too much. Who cares? England are level. Doesn't matter how they go in. England are level, and that's the most important thing. But they've got to be careful now because they've got some defending to do now at the right-hand end. And here is Steiger. Plays the ball back. The Udinese man. Højbjerg has possession. Back to Delaney. Now the number 6, Christensen. Simon Kerr, the captain who put through his own net just seconds ago. 5 minutes or 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time to play before the half-time whistle. And, of course, we'll be getting Justin's view at the end of the match, the 90 minutes, for his man in the match. So, in the second half, my friend, you better start getting your thinking cap on, I think.
Yeah, I better start looking from now.
Yeah, well, whatever you want, mate. But and that, of course, was brought to you in association with Barry Swain's brilliant business commentary services. But 4 minutes to half-time here at Wembley. England 1, Denmark 1. You're listening to the Commentary Hub on JB Sports, my own actual channel. Plus, we've got Mike Harneman's channel. Plus, we're on Periscope, Twitch, and Twitter as well. And, of course, don't forget our Twitter handle at TC Hub. Don't forget that, folks, if you want to follow us, the Commentary Hub on Twitter. It's at TC Hub. Anyway, here's Braithwaite of Barcelona going down a blind alley in the end because Declan Rice absolutely did a Linford Christie and outpaced him there. And then Maguire then knocks it off Braithwaite for a throw. But Declan Rice's pace saved England there. And this is the save. Well, I just want to get your views on the save before the equaliser. And Schmeichel there proving again, just like he did in the FA final, the FA Cup final, how good a goalkeeper he really is. Reminiscent of his dad there in that stage.
Yeah, it was, images of his dad there, but it's a great save, spread his body wide and great block by him, and it was great play by England, but in the same breath, great save by Schmeichel there.
Absolutely, and it's looking anonymous at the moment, that is for sure. Here's Shaw now for England, finding Mount, and again, Rice now, just building from the back here. England 1, Denmark 1. If you've just joined us here on the Commentary Hub and on JB Sports, well, you've missed a cracking first 42.5 minutes. That's gone before, and it's been a privilege and a pleasure to be bringing you this absolutely live here on the Commentary Hub and on JB Sports too. And here is Luke Shaw now for England. To Raheem Sterling, if Kerr had been there, I think he would have scored anyway. I think that will be the general consensus. I think when the guys talk about it at half-time. But we're a lot happier about things now, with England leading, or England level, I should say, at 1-1. Denmark having led earlier for a 30th minute free kick from Mikael Damsgaard. And here comes walking now to Saka. Of course, they've got the likes of Jack Grealish and Mason Mount and Jude Bellingham on the bench, Jadon Sancho as well, who looked very lively. As I said earlier at the top of the show, against Ukraine on Saturday. Of course, the winners play Italy in the final. They beat Spain 4-1 on penalties, or 4-2, I think, on penalties last night. Ball played in from the far side, kept in from Shaw. And Shaw will cross in from the left-hand side, and it missed everybody. He hit that cross so wildly and so hard as well. We're inside the last 90 seconds of normal time here at the end of the first half. Here's Shaw again, left-hand side. Mount is on the overlap. Shaw now goes in field, finds Sterling. Sterling again. Kane is offering support. And Kane again takes possession and plays it back to West Ham's Declan Rice. And here's Harry Maguire now on halfway. The Manchester United skipper, I should say. Here's Calvin Phillips, a championship player a year ago, winning promotion with Leeds United. And a year on now, could be on the verge of European greatness with England. What a 12 months he's had since winning the championship with Leeds a year ago. Here's Shaw to Mount, and Mount plays a lovely ball into Sterling, faced by Simon Kjær, and he plays it back to Kane. Kane thought about the shot for a second, tried to thread the ball through to Saka, but Simon Kjær was very alert there and got in the way and then hooked it out for a throw. So 10 seconds before the break here at Wembley Stadium. Now, we didn't get any stoppage time at the end of the first half last night, and I don't think we're going to get any. Any stoppage time here. We are into stoppage time. In fact, we only played 3 seconds or 4 seconds at the end of that one. So I sort of premonitioned that by about 3 seconds. So 1-1 at the break. Final thoughts from you at half as the players go off. Justin, how have you found that first half?
I think it's been a quite entertaining first half. I think both teams have had some chances. Both ends. England looked very positive in the first 5 minutes. After that, they sort of lost a bit of confidence, and Denmark got into the game. But goal either side is kind of even at this stage, and it's great that England got back into it right at the end of the first half there.
Yes, thank you very much, Justin. And can't wait for the second half now. 2 goals in 9 minutes. Damsgaard putting a free kick in after 30 minutes. But 9 minutes later, a lovely crossing from the right-hand side, put towards Sterling, put into his own net by Simon Kjær, has put England right back in business. It's all to play for, John, as we hand back to you with the scoreline here at Wembley. England 1, Denmark 1. Over to you.
Thank you very much, JB, and thank you very much, Justin Hoyt, for the great coverage of the first half. Yes, indeed, it's England 1, Denmark 1. I know a lot of people were anticipating that it could have been an England win right from the start, but England has struggled a bit in the first half. And what a fantastic goal by Damsgaard. It's probably one of the best goals I've seen in a tournament so far. With me again, we'll come back to JB and Justin in about 12-13 minutes or so for the beginning of the second half. But with me again is Nicholas Jones and Ross Vernon. Good evening again, guys. I'll come to you first, Nicholas. The first goal from Denmark with Damsgaard, you spoke about the dangers of the Danes before the game started. And even with the goal, without the goal, shall I say, that the Denmark actually were a threat. And they were a handful, weren't they?
They certainly were a handful, even without the Damsgaard free kick, like you said. But my personal summarisation of Damsgaard's free kick was he was a very cool customer in front of the defensive wall. Just he knew what he was doing, and that proved it. But a bit of a rare schoolboy error from Simon Kjær, putting the ball into his own net. A bit careless, really, but I don't think he'll be too bothered about it going into the second half.
Absolutely, Ross. It was a good start for England, wasn't it? It seems like they were controlling the game, and then we had few moments, don't we, from Jordan Pickford and a few others who seemed to have lacked of concentration a bit. And it probably didn't affect the goal that Damsgaard scored, but it was good to come back in level terms in the end because England did try, didn't they?
They did. We've played well that first half and sloppy at times, but for me, that was never a free kick which led to Denmark score because Shaw never really touched the player, the Andreas Christensen. Christensen just fell over and, well, 10 up and away was a quality free kick, which was never a free kick because it was never a foul, and the referee couldn't see what was happening in that melee. He just saw Andreas Christensen fall down and, well, 10 up and away from Damsgaard, quality free kick. And, well, like we were saying, and with the England goal, a good play from Saka to stay on the shoulder of the last defender to make sure he didn't go offside, and he did very, very well to stay onside. And that's what I like. You see, some of the times you don't see a lot of players putting the balls directly across the face of the goal for any team, not just England or my team who has to follow Leeds, but any team really. And you see, and you saw today, Saka fizzed across that face of the goal, and you saw what can happen. If Simon Kerr didn't get there, Raheem Sterling would have done, and it would have still been an equaliser for England. But England, for me, first 10 minutes, we were better side. Then Denmark got back into the game in the middle third of the match, and then towards the back end of that first half, we got back on top and deservedly went in level at the break as well. And I just noticed here as well where the wall is for, I'm just seeing the free kick again, where the wall is for England, the Denmark wall is right next to it. In the rules, you're not supposed to stand right next to the wall of where from a free kick. You're not allowed to stand next to the wall of the defending side if you're the attacking side. And Denmark have been throwing where defending the free kicks, and this referee is not telling them to move away, which he should do in the terms of the law.
And with us as well for this halftime chat is Mark Hahnemann. Good evening, Mike.
Evening, John. How we doing? Everyone doing all right?
Thank you very much, Mike. I'll bring you in quickly on the point that obviously the Danes have scored and they have played well. Possession-wise, it's 40-60 for 40% to Denmark and 60% for England. The shots and what have you is all very similar in the first half. But, I mean, going forward here for England, especially for the second half that's coming up shortly, there's no need to change any of the front three, isn't it, in Kane, Raheem and Bukayo Saka, because they are causing a threat, aren't they?
Absolutely, and you can look at Mason Mount as well. I think Mason Mount has been really, really good in that first half. You can see he's been getting himself around a little bit and being a bit of a nuisance as well. So, you know, of course, Bukayo Saka, really good assist, and Raheem Sterling, well, if you can feed the ball through to Raheem, then, you know, Raheem getting in behind, that's always, you know, an opportunity there for England to you know, hit the Danes maybe on the counter-attack in the second half when they start trying to go for it even more, or, you know, that's what England can use as, you know, of course they've got Harry Kane as well, but Raheem Sterling coming in behind is certainly something that has worked well for England in that first half.
Nicholas, I'll come back to you. And I do come back to you regarding Denmark, because you've seen Denmark probably, and you commentate on them more than all of us, so you're more aware of how the Danes play or been playing in this tournament. Their stats is very encouraging, isn't it? I mean, when you consider they're playing more or less away from home in front of 60,000 English fans, we could not really rule out the Danes from causing a shock here, can we?
No, we certainly couldn't. I mean, I did say last night that they would be tough to play against, and the way they showed themselves in front of England certainly proved me right. Even with the Damsgaard free kick, I wouldn't be surprised if Damsgaard, Braithwaite, or indeed Dolberg try at least score another one in the second half, because the latter two came close to scoring themselves, didn't they?
Absolutely. I mean, they did cause the England defence quite a lot of threat in Braithwaite and Dolberg. And Braithwaite, Russ, we've seen him play for Barcelona in the last season or two, and he seems a bit handful, isn't he? And very tricky as well against the English defence. Can the English defence more or less probably need a bit of advice, because they have a bit in a hitch or two, isn't it, in the first half from Maguire and co.
Yes, but I think with that, Maguire and Stones particularly not coping well with Brathwaite in that not go well with Brathwaite in that first half. We can give credit to Kyle Walker. He has, when he's seen that Braithwaite's going behind Stones and Maguire at the back, you can always see Walker and Shaw getting back with their pace that they've got in behind and stopping him from getting in there. And Walker has done really, really well to get behind. And a couple of times, I'll probably make the listeners laugh as well as you all here today. During that first half, a couple of times, my dad, and I did it with him on the second time, when Walker's got back and made a great Charlie got back to make some great defensive clearances. My dad, and I did it on the second time with him, both shouted at the TV, "You'll never beat Des Walker," because my dad says, because I'm not old enough to remember seeing Des Walker play, but my dad says the way Kyle Walker's done to get back in behind, to get back to stop the strikers getting through on goal, even when they've had that extra yard of space, Des Walker used his pace to get in behind and that to get back and make the goal line defensive blocks, and that's what Walker's done today. So on the second time I did it with him, but the first time my dad just did it on his own, he shouted, and I did it on the second time, "You'll never beat Des Walker," and then oops, I mean Kyle.
To be honest with you, I sort of agree, because I'm old enough to remember Des Walker, the Nottingham Forest legend and England legend as well. With the apart, of course, I remember him more for scoring the own goal in the FA Cup final night award for Spurs. So I'm either thankful for him, but he was a solid defender. He was absolutely a brilliant defender on his day. Of course, we just want to remind our viewers quickly that if England hopefully get to the final, or if they don't, we'll be bringing you here live commentary, 2 live commentaries, in fact, for the final on Sunday. The first one is through our commentary hub, and with JB Sports and Mark Hanneman's channel, and on Twitch and Twitter for the English version. And also we'll be bringing you live the final through JDAC Football on Arabic version. So if there's any Arabic listeners who are actually there who wants to listen to the Arabic version, please feel free. It's all through the commentary hub, but it's through different channels. So it's just for our viewers for the final on Sunday. And of course, we're hoping that the final will involve England. Mike, it's not over yet, and even though with the threats with the Danes, England are playing at home, aren't they?
Absolutely, and if you look at that bench, there's plenty of quality on the England bench that can come on and make a difference as well. The likes of Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Marcus Rashford as well. Don't count him out. The fact obviously he hasn't scored in this tournament yet or been the prominent force that people know him for, but England certainly have options there if the bench is when the bench is needed as well, because of course that will be gone to at some stage. But it's a real good game that's in the first half, and I do think when you look at that free kick, it was a fantastic goal from Damsgaard, and Russ kind of summed it up perfectly that it was Denmark coming to the game and they were on the front foot at that point, and the crowd has settled down a bit, and now the crowd are back with back with England. And the crowd is up. Hopefully the players can come out in the second half and perform and get the job done now.
Nick, Denmark won this competition back in 1992. I don't know if you remember that, if you were born by then, Nicholas. But
I wasn't.
Just a quick check. But they're really up for it, aren't they? And they do want to relive that moment of glory. And if they do win today and they beat Italy in the final, which is still a possibility, they will have one major trophy ahead of England. That'll be 2 European Cups and England will have one World Cup. It's not bad for a country with 3.5 million people, isn't it?
No, it wouldn't be. I mean, and also Kasper Schmeichel's dad, Peter, won it with Denmark in '92. So it would only be fitting that that Peter's son would be winning it as well. So it's so it would be two doubles for Denmark, if you will.
Absolutely. I mean, Peter Schmeichel, one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, and he won the league with Manchester United and won the Euro back in '92. And Kasper Schmeichel already won the league with Leicester, and he's aiming to win the Euro. But I don't know if JB back with us and Justin.
Hello, back with you guys. I am, yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
Hello, guys. Just before we go back to half time, I was speaking to Nicholas, Ross, and Mike there, and it's not all over. It doesn't look that bad for England, but the Danes really showed absolute quality at times, don't they? Forget about the goal, just the performance-wise. They're not a pushover, aren't they?
Let Justin answer that one.
No, Denmark aren't a pushover at all. You can clearly see, they've been dangerous throughout this first half. Set plays have been very dangerous, and even on the counter attack, they've been very, very dangerous. So, no, they're not no pushover at all. And I'm sure they're going to give England a right run for their money this second half. Right, the players are back out for the second half. It's England 1, Denmark 1. Let's hope England can be a step closer and bring it home. Back to you, JB.
Yes, and as you handed over to me there, John, the game is back underway. About 10 seconds into the second half, it's 1-1. Myself and Justin Hoyt are back with you for the next 45 minutes. Let's hope not longer than that, from an English point of view or from a game point of view, because I don't think I could take extra time or penalties, being the white-blooded Englishman I am. And of course, Justin, of course, is a very strong Englishman born in Leytonstone. Anyway, it's a chance there for a man born in Brent, Raheem Sterling, to get through, but Kasper Schmeichel quickly out there. Interesting there that Russ agrees with us both that the free kick was questionable, but I think what they summed up at half-time was quite right. That looked a foul there on Maguire, and the referee agrees. Free kick to England with 52 seconds of the second half played. What do you expect more from England? Because we did touch on it on the first half, yourself and I, that England were quite sloppy when giving possession away and giving cheap possession away at frequent times.
Yeah, they've been sloppy at the back area, giving the ball away, too often, too many times, especially Pickford in that first half. So hopefully they can limit them errors and not give Denmark so many chances and opportunities on goal. But we need to get Saka and Sterling on the ball and Mount on the ball and try and get Luke Shaw attacking as much as we can, because we've not seen much of his attacking presence so far in this half, in this game. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you. And this is where Alex Ferguson would say squeaky bum time this next 45 minutes or so. He came up with some great phrases, Mr. Ferguson. Of course, if you haven't seen his documentary on Amazon Prime, I suggest you give it a watch, because I think it's a good 2-hour watch, and it's really lays an insight into the great man. And I'm sure he'll be enjoying this game at home. Of course, we've got Prince William at Wembley tonight. Of course, the president of the FA is an Aston Villa fan, actually. Did you know that one, Justin?
I know. Yeah, I met a few, one or two Aston Villa games, but yeah, I heard he was an Aston Villa fan.
I bet you don't know what team his dad supports, do you?
No, I don't know.
Well, I can tell you the answer. He's a Burnley fan.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a Burnley shirt with his name on the back. His Royal Highness won, and nice. He's a Burnley fan. There you are. You've heard it first. Meanwhile, back in the real world, it's a free kick, I think, to England. Vestergaard on Saka, now this is where England really need to profit. Now it's a free kick there, as I say. Yannick Vestergaard there. We're played against people like Saka and Kane and all this mumbo jumbo every week, so they'll know each other's game inside out. Now an opportunity here for England. Mount and Saka, the two-man committee on the near side, the right-hand touchline. A real opportunity for one of these two to swing them in. Saka maybe with the left foot, Mount perhaps with the right foot. Kane and Vestergaard there pushing with each other. Referee Makelele wants words. Simon Kerr is trying to finger Harry Kane for it, but referee's not standing for any nonsense. England fans now there's just one woman there asking for prayer here, but Mount flubs it in with the right foot towards Maguire at the far post, and there's a foul there, I think, by Maguire. And what's the referee doing? Oh, yellow card. Well, Maguire can't believe it. I certainly can't believe it. It's Simon Kerr who's gone down. Now, I don't know whether he's play acting or what, and I think Maguire would do well just to shut up at this stage, but let's have a look at what happened. That's the ball coming in, and it's only it's a clash of heads. I mean, how can you give a yellow card for that?
That's
Maguire, quite clearly, Justin, is attacking the ball, surely.
Yeah, I mean, he has gone up with his arms, but you need your arms to jump. Maybe that's what the referee kind of thinks. He's gone up with his arms or his elbow, maybe. But no, that's a shocking decision by the referee. That can't be a yellow card. I mean, he's attacking the ball in the air.
Well, he's gone to. I mean, I don't think he's intended to injure Simon Kjaer. I think we should point that out.
No, he's not.
It looked, and I think Danny Makelele. This is what annoys me with European referees, non-English refs. They're very eager to get the yellow card out, Justin. Whilst we're on the subject, I think we should all hopefully wish Simon Kjaer, hopefully Kjaer recovers and carries on with the game, because he's been a terrific player for Denmark throughout this tournament. We hope he recovers okay. I think that's the first thing we should tell you. But I mean, I can't believe that's a yellow card offence. I mean, you know, if we saw these incidents in the Premier League every week, I mean, they'd be showing 10 yellow cards for them sort of incidents every weekend, wouldn't they?
There would be. But yeah, hopefully he's well and gets up and carries on.
Just as you say, Dad, he's had a bit of the old. He's just had a bit of the old smelling salts, like the boxers use in the olden days. The old smelling salts. I'm going back to the days of Henry Cooper and Muhammad Ali and people like that. And when men were men in those days. Not that I can remember 1963, Henry's hammer. Happened actually in this very stadium, the old Wembley Stadium. And, Ali did go on to win that fight, although it wasn't a world championship fight. They did fight again 3 years later at Highbury, a ground that you all know very well. And Cooper lost in six rounds to Ali. But we're not talking about. But if it was a boxing match, it would be even on points at the moment. Kane is not fouled, and a free kick is not been given. And here's Mixie now playing it in there, and Dolberg shoots, and that's a brilliant save from Jordan Pickford. Had to dive away to his right-hand side, and he got a big right hand. And Dolberg, who's the top scorer for Denmark in this championship with 3 goals, could have easily had a 4th, although one must add that he did. I think it was offside. And I think also just in this offside rule, you play on until the end before the flag goes up. I think that's the most ridiculous interpretation of the offside laws I've ever seen. And really, the rule makers have got to sort that out.
Yeah, they really have to. I mean, even for a player's point of view, and you're playing in the game, you think it's offside, but they're still playing. You never know. You have to keep on going. It's crazy, and I'm sure they'll be sorting out this offside rule, because I think it's confusing for even the fans to watch, let alone the players.
Well, funnily enough, it was David Ellery who came up with this ridiculous idea, and David Ellery used to be one of our most respected referees in this country, but I think he's lost a few brownie points there. The ex-school teacher from Harrow, just up the road from here, from 100%. Wembley Stadium. Here's Pickford with a left-footed clearance up towards Mr. Kane. Now then, can Captain Kane come up with an heroic bit of intervention here for England this evening? 1-1 is the score. We played just over 52 minutes if you just joined us here at Wembley Stadium. And it's been a competitive game of football thus far, but still a long way to go yet. And here come Denmark. They are not here for sure to make up any numbers. Here's Braithwaite, turns it nicely. And here is it, Braithwaite again, far side, knocks a good ball in there. Pickford decided to punch. Maybe he should have tried to catch it. Wasn't a particularly good punch here, I have to say. And it's still put England under a lot of pressure, because Thomas Delaney has picked it up. Delaney now gets the ball back, and then Højbjerg chips it out to the far side, but no more danger can come from that attack from Denmark. And Jordan Pickford well, he's got away with one there, but that save a minute ago was just genius, really, when you think about it. But I'm just looking at the replay again. Could he have? Well, he should have really caught that. He was under no great pressure. There was no Dane within 5 yards of him.
No, there wasn't. Maybe he thought punching is the best idea. Maybe he wasn't confident enough catching it, but at least he got it, partially away from danger. But
Braithwaite chipped it in. England have got it out, and now they could be on the break themselves. Sterling now, if he gets past the defender, this could be interesting. Now Sterling has possession. Kane is to his right. Kane has got it on the right-hand side. Saka and Sterling wait in the centre. Kane needs to hold up the ball, and he's drawn the foul, I think. Yes, he has. Free kick to England.
Foul.
And that was great piece of centre-forward play from Harry Kane, Justin. Brilliant.
Yeah, great play by him. Used his experience there, drew the foul. He knew he wasn't 100% going to win that battle, but he got his body in the way and a good technical foul there.
Yes, and that's what you've got to do in those situations, folks. If you're a footballer, Justin Hoyte will know more than most, playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world, Arsenal. Played over 50 times, I think, for the club. Then went on to Middlesbrough, and was it Sunderland or Middlesbrough? I don't know. We'll ask
I
him
went
a
on
little
loan to
bit
Sunderland,
later.
come back, and then I went back. So let's see what happens first, and then we'll talk about that.
Yes, we'll talk about that a little bit later on, because Mason Mount's going to take this free kick, right-footed, and it goes to Maguire, who got a brilliant save! He looked 2-1 all the way for England, and Kasper Schmeichel yet again producing more Wembley heroics and keeping England at bay. They take the throw. We'll just come to you in a second, Justin, because England now have possession. They've actually gone backwards. Once we get a replay of that incident, Justin, we'll come to you. Here comes Saka now for England. Plays the ball in the Arsenal man, but that's asking too much of Mason Mount. And Schmeichel now should be able to get it away with the help of Mackie as well. And Kerr back to Schmeichel now. They're just playing triangle passes now on the original own area, Denmark, and they play it out magnificently well, one must say. 10 minutes gone in the second half. It's England 1, still Denmark 1. But what a save. A second ago from Kasper Schmeichel to keep England at bay.
I think we were waiting for the replay, but what a save that was. They looked for Maguire again, great header, but an equally great save by Schmeichel there, and you can see why he's I
think we're going to get that replay now.
We are.
Here it is.
Great header by Maguire. Oh, fingertip saves.
Well, that was the sort of form. I don't know if you saw the cup final back in May, Justin, but he was performing miracle save after miracle save in that game, and now he's just performed off 2 magnificent saves either side of half time. And I have to say, that was probably the best save of the match by an absolute mile. But here come Denmark now. They'll be buoyed by that now. Here's Braithwaite inside the area, cross back, and it hit Maguire. It's a corner kick. 56 gone here on JB Sports and Commentary Hub and Periscope and Twitter and Twitch and Mike Arneman's channel. It's England 1, Denmark 1. If you're enjoying it at home, I hope you are. And I hope you're not too nervous. Well, we are. We're a bit nervous now because England have got some defending to do because we've got a Danish corner on at the moment. The Denmark fans are believing again. England 1, Denmark 1. As things stand, we could be going to an extra half hour's extra time. One hopes that isn't the case. But because I can't really afford any more nervousness. 56 minutes gone then. Here comes the Danish corner. In it goes to the 6-yard area. Maguire all day long getting in the way, but only as far as Makey again. And now the ball out towards the far side. Can they tee up across? They can. The ball looks out. The flag has gone up. The ball had curled out and then back into play. And England survive. It's still 1-1 with 57 and a quarter minutes gone.
That was a tough 5 minutes there for England. They survived that.
You can say that again, Justin. You can absolutely say that again. And as you nominated, as you said just then, good. Just crosses the line. Although I have to say, wasn't much in it. I've got to be honest. As Pickford now kicks away, left-footed, up towards Kane, who wins a very good header on halfway, does really well, but unfortunately can't find Sterling. He was a bit unlucky there, Captain Kane, that time. 57 gone, still 1-1 here on the Commentary Hub and JB Sports. It's myself, JB, John Stuttard, and Justin Hoyte, the former Arsenal, Middlesbrough, and Sunderland defender. Here's Dolberg, turning on the edge here. Dolberg shoots. It's not a particularly well-struck effort. It was quite tame in the end, and and Jordan Pickford was able to get behind it. But again, a little threat there that Denmark aren't not going to go away quietly here, Justin.
No, they're looking very, very dangerous at the moment. I mean, even with that play there, it's been great play by them, great build-up playing. They're getting a shot away, which is very worrying for England at the moment.
Here's Pickford now for Maguire's pass, and if he's not careful, that Damsgaard could close him down, but he got it away. Asks a lot of Kane, and Kane gets it back to Schmeichel. Though Kane puts him under a little bit of pressure and draws a little bit of a mistake from the Leicester City goalkeeper. England now need to try and get, if they can, Denmark on the rack here. 58, nearly 59 minutes of the second half of the game actually played. We've almost had a quarter of an hour of the second half. England have it. Far side. Sterling again. Saka waits in the middle. Oh, good overlapping Brandon Shaw. And the ball across. Oh, he just needed a tap in. And I think the ball crossed the line. I think the referee, is giving a corner. And it nearly was an own goal, I think, from IBA. I'm not quite sure, but Justin so near for England. But yet, so far, it's Saka and Shaw worked an absolute miracle on that far side, and it really was an own goal.
We definitely need to get Shaw. I said that in the beginning of the second half. We need to get Shaw attacking more and more in this game because he's been dangerous. But let's see what happens in this corner.
Here comes Mount's corner towards Maguire. Kane is lurking. Denmark desperate defending. Shaw now gets the ball into the penalty area. That should be Schmeichel's, and Kane didn't offer any pressure at all on the goalkeeper, and he's kicked a good ball as well. But Kyle Walker, Speedy Gonzalez from Sheffield, showed a lot of steel there, pardon the pun. We've now played an hour of the game, and still the game deadlocked. Half an hour plus stoppage time to go. If it's still level, incidentally, ladies and gents, we will be going to extra time, and maybe if it's still level after that, you know what's going to come now, folks, the dreaded penalty shootout. But if we get that far, we will explain all that if and when we get that far. It should still go either way in this next half an hour. One goal now could tilt the balance one way or the other, and this semi-final could be won and lost on a moment of pure genius or on a moment of defensive mistake or madness. Let's just hope it's the former rather than the latter. We'd like to see a semi-final won with pure genius, that is for sure, not a mistake. And you desperately wouldn't want to see an England player make any mistakes. Pickford, good ball towards Walker. That's a much more measured clearance by the England goalkeeper. Walker, though, running into trouble, but plays a good one too with Saka, however. And now Phillips has it on halfway. Phillips knocks the ball forward, looking towards the run of Saka and towards the run of Mount, I should say. Mount now turns inside the area, tries to get the shot off. There was 2 or 3 Danish defenders back. Saka chips the ball in towards the far side, and Arsenal nearly found Tottenham there. And Harry Kane lurking, but the Danes got it away once more. Braithwaite now gets it away for the Danes. 61 gone. England 1, Denmark 1. Maguire should pick up the pieces, and he does. And England survive once again, but England have possession, I should say, once again. It's been some second half, this, but absolutely sure. Here's Saka again picking the ball up. Has he gone down? Referee's not interested. The referee's not interested. Saka is down in a bit of a heap on the floor there. And then no foul there by Calvin Phillips. The Danes were looking around hoping for a free kick, which wasn't given. Sterling in possession for England. Shaw's on the left-hand side now. As England now stroll towards the Danish penalty area. Danes with about 5, 6, 7, 8 back. And Kane now takes it, the England captain. 62 minutes gone. England 1, Denmark 1 on the commentary hub at JB Sports. Mike Kahneman's channel and Periscope and Twitch and Twitter. And Sterling almost got it through there. Kane now has possession, edge of the area. Tries again to draw a free kick. Referee's happy to let that go on. Here's a chance for Mount. Can't thread it through the eye of the needle. Well played, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Gets it back to Kasper Schmeichel. Now England... Well, a big half an hour in store now in this game, plus stoppage time, of course. We've got less than half an hour, I should say. We've played 63 of the 90th minute of the 90 minutes plus stoppage time. England 1, Denmark 1. Phillips now, the Leeds United holding midfielder. Will England now at this stage be looking for substitutions? We'll get Justin Hoyt's view on that in just a second, because England are now attacking with Sterling into the penalty area. Saka is there, can't feed it off. The shot comes in, and it's well covered there by Kasper Schmeichel. It was Mason Mount with the shot just to the left of the D, and well held by Kasper Schmeichel in the end. And Denmark survived that little onslaught.
They did, yeah. It was good play by England. Denmark looked like they couldn't get out of their half there, but it was great play by England. Kept them in there, pressed up high, won the ball back, and kept on attacking, which was great. And like you said before, I think I saw during that attack there, England looked like they was going to make a substitution. I saw one of the players run down there, so I'm sure Gareth Southgate's due to make a change.
Yeah, well, speaking of substitutions, Justin, it looks like as if Denmark are preparing two. One is Vass, number 18, and number 20 is Poulsen. And in fact, there's three of them. Yeah, you're quite right.
Three changes, yeah.
So it looks as if Denmark are going for the jugular here. They're going to play three jokers in one, because just to remind you of the substitutes rules, in case you don't understand the rules, that they do have 26-man squads for this championship. And, well, Damsgaard is coming off. That's one of the subs. And is it Damsgaard coming off? Yeah. So Poulsen, number 20, is coming on. So he's on. So that's the first change sorted off. Youssef Poulsen. He's a dangerous customer as well, of course. So Mikkel Damsgaard is off. That's what it's been confirmed by UEFA, by the way. Although it looks to me as if he's... Well, it looks as if he's going on, staying on, unless he's going off. I don't know. Well,
he looks like he's staying on, no?
Well, answered on the postcard, everybody. I don't know what's going on here. I've been watching football for over 30 years, man and boy, and I've never in that time. That's Christensen. Well, Christensen's definitely one of those going off, or he's going off to receive treatment. There was a stretcher there, but there's a lot of confusion here, folks. If you just joined us, UEFA have absolutely sold us a dummy here, because we thought Damsgaard was being replaced by Poulsen. There's all sorts of commotion going on with the fourth official from Romania. It's no
one knows what's going on right now.
So no substitution. I've got to retract my statement from about 3 minutes ago. No substitution has actually been made. We're into the 65th minute, and we've had a right cock up with the fourth official there. But I'm sure it will get sorted as Schmeichel boots a big long bomb, which Maguire miscontrols, but he finds Kyle Walker, however, very fortunately. So well, I'd like to get everyone's opinions. Of course, keep your comments. If you are commenting tonight, please keep your comments clean. We are a family program, and that's a serious statement to make. It's not funny by any means. We are a family show, and we want everyone of all age group, of all sexes, to enjoy what we have to offer. Now, can we clear up the substitution chaos? Jack Grealish looks as if he's about to come on. That's probably a very good move from Southgate. So let's have a look. So number 20, Poulsen, looks as if he's replacing Steiger, is it? No, it's Daniel Vass. Now I'm getting confused. No, it's Daniel Vass, number 18, who's replacing Steiger. Okay, right. Well, that's one substitution down, 2 to go. Now Damsgaard is being replaced, and Youssef Poulsen is replacing him. So there we go. I think what's happened here, I'll just confirm the third one before we get to the bottom of why that happened. And number 12 as well is coming off, Kasper Dolberg, and Norgard is coming on. Norgard, number 15, is going to come on. Right. I think what's happened was, I don't think the fourth official, from my reckoning, Justin, was ready for the substitutions. I think that's what caused all the confusion. I just hope he doesn't confuse things on the Jack Grealish substitution that's going to happen in a second or two. Anyway, here's Saka now inside the area, and Denmark in all sorts of knots at the back, but they've got away with it just about. They hoof it away towards the far side, and Maguire now intercepts them halfway. England now have got just shy of 23 minutes. We've played 67.5 minutes, so we're midway through the second half of this game. Can England find that breakthrough and get themselves back here on Sunday to face Italy in what would be a real heavyweight contest? A poor cross from Saka, wildly out of play. and a goal kick to Denmark. And here comes the Aston Villa man, the talisman, who changed the dynamics of the game against the Germans, Jack Grealish. And he's getting a huge reception from the England supporters. And he's certainly the people's man. And I think Saka could be the man being withdrawn. He is. So,
I think so,
yeah. Saka replaced by Jack Grealish, who, of course, I'm just trying to think what he wears number 7. He usually wears 10 for Aston Villa, but he's wearing number 7 now. And, well, can Mr. Grealish do what he did against the Germans here last Tuesday, a week ago, and give England a boost? He's got just shy of 20 minutes. Mind you, it was 0-0 in that game, coming up towards the last 20 minutes, and then Grealish came on and really set out his stall. And he really does make things happen. He's had a magnificent season personally with Aston Villa. There's been talk of him moving away to Manchester City, but Aston Villa have been at pains in the media to say that we want to keep him, that they want to keep him at the club. And, you know, of course, it's still their player and no amount of money. They valued him at around 100 million, which is actually quite an unfair thing. Anyway, Shaw's been penalised. Looked a very tough decision against him on Braithwaite, I have to say. I don't think there was anything in it.
Not much in it. I just think he just got his body there in between Braithwaite making a run there. But it was good foul, but a bit harsh also.
Yeah, absolutely. So 69.5 minutes gone. Can England hold on and maybe steal a late winner? The ball played into the penalty area, or could Denmark steal a late winner? Well, not on this occasion, but they do get a throw in 5 yards from the corner quadrant, the far corner quadrant on the far side, right in front of those. There's a bank of Danish supporters away to my left-hand side on the far side. And apart from then, all you can see is St. George's flags everywhere you look around Wembley Stadium right now. England have a throw, 20 to go. Plus stoppage time. Gareth Southgate has used one joker. Of course, just familiarise yourself with the rules of the substitutions, by the way. Each team during the 90 minutes can make up to 5 substitutes during the 90 minutes, plus they get an extra substitute in the second half. So if they go to extra time, they can use an extra sub. So England dominating on the chances, certainly in the second half. They've had 4 chances to 1. But yet still the deadlock stays at 1-1. We're staying deadlock here. And here's Pickford, who just about worked a miracle and got it out for a throw. I think he did the most sensible thing under the circumstances. The Everton goalkeeper did well, especially to stop it from going for a corner and concede the throw. And that looked offside to me, but England get it away anyway. What they need to do, I think, is get Jack Grealish on the ball and try and, you think, Justin, create a bit of havoc in that Danish defence.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and get Grealish on the ball. They need to get him on the ball. He's one that loves to get on the ball and create things for himself and others. Here.
Kane has found him now. Here comes Grealish, and he's drawn a foul. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. And what's the referee? Oh, I thought for a moment there he was going to get out the red one. I thought he was going to get out the red card there, but it wasn't. And Was, who's just literally come on himself, has got himself a caution card. Rueful smile, but for one moment there, I don't know if you saw it, the red looked as if it was coming out, and I had to pause for a second or two just to see if it was an instant red. It would have been rather harsh, by the way, if it had been a red one, but I think it would have been a very poor decision, keeping in line with Makelele's decision tonight. But yellow card suffices, even for a first offence. And now Grealish and Shaw, the 2-man committee. England fans look on, hoping now, above anything else, for a winning goal. Here's the free kick, didn't come too much, but Phillips keeps it alive for England. Here's Declan Rice. Rice now running past his man, trying to play a 1-2 with Sterling. It looks as if he's moved out to the right-hand side. Now Grealish gets possession, and we know what this guy is capable of. Change the dynamics of the game against the Germans in the last 16. Here he is on the ball again. Finds Captain Kane. Harry Kane threaded a lovely ball to Mason Mount. There's 4 or 5 white shirts in the middle, and the cross had to be diverted away by Kasper Schmeichel, practically underneath his own crossbar, and a nice little cross there from Mount, which caused problems for Kasper Schmeichel, because if he doesn't get there, Harry Kane has a simple header, as a simple tap in from a yard out. England corner. They take it short. Here's Grealish again. And this guy will run at them. And every English man and woman will say, run at them, Jack. The ball played in there. And a chance inside for Sterling. He just couldn't get it away. There was just too many red shirts inside the Denmark penalty area. But England still keep it alive. They still have possession with Rice to Kane. Kane needs to keep his wits about him. And he goes down. It's going to be a penalty. No, he's going it the other way. He looked a penalty today. The referee has not given a penalty. He's given a free kick to the Danes. And I cannot believe that for 1 second. I'd like to see that one again. That from the first angle, it looked as if it was a penalty kick. Oh, my goodness me.
Not sure.
Well, I think that's a penalty.
It could have been given a penalty, 100%.
Well, VAR can get involved here at any point, and they will be checking. And VAR are checking.
Ooh.
But they've given a free kick to Denmark. I think that's a tough decision against England. I've got to be honest. I don't think the Dutch have covered themselves in glory as far as the officiating is concerned. Unless he's... that's why he's given it. He's touched a Danish player. That's what's happened. So I take back what was said there. I think the referee may have got that right. Sorry, Danny Makelele, if I offended you. But we're going to... Because we're English and the check is over, so a free kick is given. But I thought for a moment that it was going to be a penalty. But at least we did have VAR involved for the first time tonight. The VAR referee, incidentally, is Paul van Briel. Well, it's been a night, Danny Makelele, the 38-year-old police inspector from the Netherlands, will not want to look back with too great fondness, I don't think. He's not had a good game to me. Anyway, quarter of an hour to go. England can still do this. They've come close a few times. Can they produce the oracle now and try and win this football match? They've got a quarter of an hour to do just that. England 1, Denmark 1 is the score. I think Stan will be going to extra time. We'll bring in that extra time here as soon as we can. England 1, Denmark 1 is the score at Wembley. The ball knocked away by Shaw and out of play. I'm going to end up with no voice left by the end of the night, Justin, I think.
Especially if it goes to penalties as well. And England get the victory.
Yes, and then I've got to, well, in between this semi-final and the final, I'm going to be travelling to Oldham to see friends, and I won't and have a little bit of a blowout, and then I've got to hot-foot it back from Oldham back to my studio in time for kick-off on Sunday, because I'm going to be one of two main commentators on the final. The other one, of course, being our good friend Mike Harneman, who's going to do the first 23 minutes of the final, and then I'll take over from then. Hopefully, with a bit of luck, we'll have some special guests as well for you to enjoy as well on the night of the final. 7:15 we'll start. Russ Vernon will be presented. Quarter of an hour to go then in this one with John Kane, Nicholas Jones, Russ Vernon and Mike Harneman, our panel tonight, and myself, John Stuttard, and Justin Hoyt in the commentary box. It's England 1, Denmark 1, a place in Europe in the European Championships final on Sunday. The prize for the winners tonight. Italy away to know we're watching back at their HQ with bated breath here because they don't know the identity of the second finalist yet. England know what the likely winners at the moment as things stand. And England now come charging forward. Hopefully the introduction of Grealish, a bit of fresh legs. His Walker now comes steaming forward. Finds Raheem Sterling and he'll run at this Danish defence, but they've come in with the tackles and they've been very hard to break down the Danes. It's got to be said. Maguire in really well and halfway. And he plays a lovely ball nearly to Jack Grealish, almost to Jack Grealish. It was a wonderful ball from Maguire, but the Danish defence got in the way of it. It was a brilliant... It was Christensen, the Chelsea man, who got there, and he was very, very brave, it's got to be said, because if that is not intercepted, Grealish is in with a big opportunity for England. He did really well.
He did, yeah. It looks like he's injured himself there, but I mean, you know, he's gone out for the cause there. He's had to make that block there, and it's a great decision. It looks like he's really, really struggling there. I mean, he had looked like his hamstring taped up earlier on, but it looks like he'll be struggling if he carries on. It doesn't look like he's going to carry on, but a great block by him. Otherwise, Grealish would have been in. Well,
you've got to give it to him. You've got to take your hat off to him. Anderson is going to come on for Denmark now. The remaining 12 minutes, and I think you're quite right, Justin. I think that's his night's work done there, and they can't take no risk with him. So Joachim Andersen will come on. Anderson spelt with it S-E-N, not S-O-N, like we usually have it. And as well, I'll just make a note of that substitution. In fact, before tonight, Danny McAlery in 3 matches previously has shown 12 yellow cards. He's shown 2 more tonight, so that brings his overall total to 14. But I don't think you're interested in that pointless statistic. I think what we're all interested in is can England get can England get a winning goal in the next 12 minutes plus stoppage time to save us the agony of extra time? Well, let's see. Well, we've got 11 minutes now. But England well on top now. Now, Danny McAlery is having some sorting out to do, and Kane is furious. Now, what's gone on here? I think there must have been an off-the-ball incident there. Certainly, Mason Mount's been called to by the Dutch police inspector. And he's just saying, come on, let's play the game. Doesn't look an arresting sight, I have to say, in that blue refereeing jersey. No pun intended there from the... No police pun intended. Anyway, here's a chance now inside the area. Chance is here now for England. Mount got away just for a second, and then Short's ball wasn't the best. Phillips now tries it. And just wide. Did it deflect? I don't think it did. Goal kick it is. But England there just showing a little bit of urgency there, Justin, and almost getting the rewards. It was a great effort from Phillips. Did it deflect? No, it didn't. But it was a great effort, though.
Yeah, great effort by Phillips there. Pushing forward and getting a chance on goal. Great effort by him, and England want to push to try and get this goal before before the extra time here. Yeah, and of course we will play to a finish, and we'll be bringing you that extra time if it goes that far. Plus, if it goes even further than that, penalties. We certainly had that last night, and it looks as if this one, it was a cracker last night, and this one's been just as good tonight. It's been frenetic. It's been non-stop. The pace has just been absolutely frenetic. I covered an early game here between Italy and Austria, which was terrific for 120 minutes. And even though we had a goalless 90 minutes and Italy got through, I got a lot of criticism from certain sections of Facebook because I felt Italy were the better side. These are my Facebook friends. And I was criticised for slagging off the Austrians. But they conceded about 35 fouls in that 90-minute spell. But I'm going to call it as I see it. But anyway, I think they've forgiven me now. Anyway, that's another story. But what we all want to see is an England win. Can they provide it? Oh, well, Denmark shock the world now. The ball knocked over halfway. Braithwaite trying to touch the ball back. It was a poor pass, really. And you don't want to be giving it straight to a player like Jack Grealish's quality. Grealish now. He just wants the ball all the time. England free kick, far side. And then the Danes now just starting to wilt under this England pressure. It was Mount, in fact, who had the ball on the far side, not Jack Grealish. I do beg your pardon, but England now starting to frustrate the Danes a little bit. And that could only be good news. Yeah, that's great news. I think that's what we need, get them off their rhythm, upset them a little bit. And hopefully, England can make these set pieces and attacks pay off.
Well, we just need one. Well, do you know what, Justin? I'd be happy if just one of them paid off.
Yeah,
in the next 8 minutes plus stoppage time, as the ball's played in by Shaw, and it's wide in the end from, I think it was Maguire. No, it was John Stones, in fact, who got up and headed it wide. But England will get a few more chances before this night's out. I'm certain of that. And it's them on the front foot. And if only it was a very difficult header for him to execute, in fairness. And there's a few England fans who are a bit tired there, just seeing on the monitor.
Don't stop cheering, I think.
They should be cheered. They're getting to see live football at Wembley. And of course, the great news, coming from the government announcement yesterday, of course, that all football grounds in England will be at full capacity from the start of next season, and that can only be good news for the game and get some much-needed coffers from the fans back into our football clubs and get the fans back into our grounds. And we have missed that for a good year or so. And just to have full houses at league grounds next season in all pyramids of the league can only be a great boost to the English game. And
amazing. I think Dan's will love that. I think it'll be great for the players also. They've not had fans in the stadium for however long, and there's nothing better than a game on a Saturday, you know, getting ready for it and hearing all the fans cheering, and that is nothing better. So that first game of the season is going to be amazing across the globe there for sure.
Well, let's hope the ticket prices are a bit more friendly towards the supporters as they were before the pandemic. I mean, you were paying £40. Yeah, I mean, I went to Turf Moor before the pandemic, and I was paying nearly £110 for the privilege. 2 tickets, food, travel expenses, you name it. It's an expensive job, but that's how the game's gone so far. But here come Denmark now, looking to shook the world, and maybe England as well with it. But the ball played in, it was a poor one. So here we go then. Of course, we'll be asking for your man of the match in about 4 or 5 minutes from now. So I'm sure you've had your thinking cap on since half time. And I'm sure you'll have a few ideas on what your man of the match will be. But we'll give you 4 minutes extra to think about that. As England now prepare to take a goal kick. Will they get one more chance in the next 6 minutes plus injury time at the end here at Wembley? If not, we are going to that nerve-shredding business of extra time. And if it's level after that, even more nerve-shredding business of a penalty shootout. But I should also offer hope and light in this situation here if it does go that far, because under Gareth Southgate, England have won their last 2 penalty shootouts. So maybe a little bit of encouragement there. And BG, before Southgate, England kept losing penalty shootouts. So Southgate has really turned the tide. They beat Colombia, you may remember, in that last 16 of the last World Cup. And then a year later in the Nations League, won a penalty shootout. I can't remember who it was, but it was a third place match and they won it. And Jordan Pickford, who's in possession now with 5 minutes to go, scored a penalty in that shootout, which England won. I can't remember who they played, but they certainly won their last 2. So apologies there. When you get to my age, it's your brain starts to go a little bit, certainly when you've been at it for 85 minutes full stop. Anyway, here's Raheem Sterling now. Are we going to see a late bit of drama here? Grealish on the ball, just couldn't thread it through. Well read by Højbjerg. He's got to be up there for one of the Danes' best players of the night, certainly from my point of view. Away by the defender Maguire as that ball was hooked away. Now it's just a case now. I think it could be one on a turn of genius or on a turn of a mistake from either one of these sets of players, because if it does, of course, go the distance, then it's going to be very, very tough as well. But England drawing the game, but it's extra time possibly now coming up as we head towards that moment now. But one moment of genius in the next few moments could decide it all. Danes are throwing on another pair of legs. England have only used 1 substitution. That's a bit of a worrying sign as the ball's tossed in there and away by Stones and then Maguire. England now on the back foot as Poulsen tries to get the ball forward. So too is Was is up there. Delaney now tangling with Grealish. We need Grealish in the final third at the other end, not by his own corner quadrant. That's not what we want to see. And here comes Poulsen, who tries to keep it in. It's I think he's given a Denmark corner there. He has.
We don't need Grealish in that sort of position there. We need him to do that in the opponent's half. A little bit tired legs creeping in now, I think, for Denmark.
Cramp there for Delaney, it looks like. 3 minutes of normal time to go, plus any stoppages. Otherwise, if the goal isn't scored in that time, then it will be extra time. We're going to see number 24 now, Jensen, and he's replacing Tom Delaney. So Matthias Jensen on, and no, he's no relation to Burnley's Brian, a former Burnley player, Brian Jensen, the Beast. I think you played against him a couple of times in your Arsenal days at Burnley, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm sure I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very tough opponent to play against.
Yeah. big goalkeeper to beat as well. Anyway, here comes the Danish corner, and it goes there towards the penalty area. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. The Danes don't like it, obviously, but it's a definite free kick. Right, I'm going to push you now for man in the match. I know it's a tough decision, Justin, but who's going to be your man in the match? And of course, that is sponsored, of course, by the commentary services. Who are you going to pick?
I think this has been Schmeichel. There's been is it Holsberg for Denmark, Højbjerg, and then Maguire. I think Maguire has been a big presence in the England defence there, and even on the set pieces, on the headers and stuff, he's been creating a lot of headers on target and stuff. But I'm gonna go for Kasper Schmeichel, just because I think the saves he's made have been very, very important. I think if he haven't been there and made them saves, I feel that England was certainly would have won this game. So I feel if it wasn't for him, England would have won this. So I'm going to go for him.
Okay, Kasper Schmeichel is confirmed as our man in the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, and I think a very, very creditable choice too. And I think, you look at the two saves that he made, especially, you have to say that they were absolutely out of the top drawer. Some of the best saves I think I've seen in the Championship. So Kasper Schmeichel is our man in the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, and that decision will stand even if we go to extra time, folks. We're into the last minute of normal time of the second half, and here's Grealish now for England. Finds Shaw. Shaw now looks to dart inside the penalty area. Plays it in there to Kane. They're trying to get a 1-2 going. England still have it. Mount now trying to go around the Robert Rice, I should say. Tries to go around the blind alley, and now here comes Walker now, right-hand side. Phillips now for England. I've only used the one sub. Sakharov and Grealish on. Denmark, I think, have used now 5 substitutes. They get a throw in. 20 seconds of normal time to play. Can England go long and try? What they could do is Dave Challoner in that sort of situation, or Rory Delap. They could have done with it at the moment. Because they know how to throw a ball into the penalty area from the touchline. 6 added minutes, Justin. Wow. 6 added minutes. Now, wow. The drama intensifies here at Wembley tonight. Here's Walker into the penalty area, or tries to walk to the penalty area. 6 minutes for England to win it. Here's Grealish now to Shaw. He chips it in, and a chance now. Kane trying to take it on the turn. Still Kane. Kane having to go around the outside. Kane trying to try. Oh, he's run into that traffic, and in the end, I think he tried to take on one player too many inside the area, and in the end, the chance went a begging. So we played 30 seconds of the 6. England 1, Denmark 1 on JB Sports and the Commentary Hub. Also Mike Heineman's channel, plus Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. What a match it has been. What drama we still might have in the next 5 minutes or so. Here is Sterling back to Walker. England have only made the one substitution, and that was Jack Grealish. But he hasn't been able to turn it England's way thus far. Maguire now turns the ball back. Stones has possession. Picks out Walker, now plays it to the right-hand side. Will Raheem Sterling have another run at them? No, he goes back. England now looking to try and patiently play their way through. We've had a minute of the 6. England 1, Denmark 1. Here is Maguire to his Manchester United colleague, Luke Shaw. Shaw now has to go back to Leeds' Calvin Phillips. Now Harry Maguire, the Manchester United captain, has possession. And it's now gone down to practically walking pace now. And Stones gets it out. Maguire now into Phillips. And now Phillips looks to pick a long ball, looking towards the run of Declan Rice, who's now gone a little bit forward now. Mason Mount picks the ball up. Denmark with 5, 6, 7, 8 back. Tries to play the ball to Sterling. Now Walker. Walker now gets in towards Declan Rice. Rice back to Walker. Walker chips the ball in. And it's not a good ball really from Walker. It didn't ask too much of the Danish defence in the end. But then Shaw shows great tenacity and, in fact, wins a free kick for England midway inside the Danish half. We played 2 of the 6 minutes, 4 minutes to go. England want to get on with it quickly, but the referee won't allow it. Why, I don't know. England are in a bit of a hurry now. They want to win this before the second half is up. And they've got on with it straight away. Sterling inside the penalty area. Sterling with a cross back, and it just wouldn't go in. Just wouldn't go in. We played 2 minutes 30 of the 6. I must say, I've got to be honest, I didn't know where 6 minutes was coming from, but that was a boost for England. The ball chipped in there. The flag stays down. Sterling now inside the area. Sterling's got it outside the penalty area. Pull back. Can Kane turn? Kane can't. Phillips might have a go. Phillips over the bar with the left foot. And England miss another glorious chance. We've played 3 minutes of the 6th. 3 minutes left to go. And England so near, but yet so far. And if Phillips just kept his head, well, we might have been talking about a winning goal.
That was a great little passenger play for England there. Phillips could have kept that down. That could have been a goal, and that would have been a great celebration there for England fans right at the death there. But great play by England, and it looks like it's extra time, but you never know what could happen in these last 3 minutes or so, or 2 minutes to go. But great play by England.
Well, you've got to give it. You've got to take.
So everyone's on the edge of their seats there.
Well, I'm nervous, and I'm just the commentator. I'm very nervous now, but it's been that sort of night, Justin, where it's been so nerve-wracking, and a free kick has been given to England. Kane has done it again. He's drawn the foul there from Vestergaard.
Let's go. 2
minutes to go of the 6. Can England get one more chance before the end of the 90 minutes here? Well, the 96 minutes here, I should say, and win the game before any more nerve-wracking moments come to prominence? Can they do it? They've got this delivery has got to be first rate. There's no ifs, no buts about it. It's on the right-hand side, and it's Mount to take it towards Maguire. We got the header in, but it's an easy save in the end for Kasper Schmeichel. And England, well, being frauded again by this brilliant Danish goalkeeper, son of course of Peter, who Nicholas pointed out at the top of the programme, won Euro 92 with the Danes. And he's certainly proving his worth here in a Denmark side who are probably not the most entertaining team to watch, but what they do is play with a lot of guts and a lot of determination. But whatever comes out of this, with a minute to go, the 6th, we've certainly had our money's worth here at Wembley tonight. And well, Kasper Hjulmand, well, he's certainly a very good manager. Gareth Southgate, well, he'll be a little bit frustrated that they haven't been able to press home the opportunities that they had England second half, and that's why it's still 1 apiece. 30 seconds of the stoppage time, and I should also stress it was a minimum of 6. So Mr. Makelele could add on extra time over ahead of extra time on top of the stoppage time. Here's Sterling going almost Ricky Villa style before he was sprouted on the edge of the D. I tell you what, that would have been one of the goals of the tournament if he'd gone past then. Phillips on the chase, and that's going to be booted into touch. So 3 seconds remain. Well, they have time for the throw-in. All eyes on the referee, Danny Makelele, and it's going to be a Kyle Walker long throw-in, it looks like.
Long throw, last minute, let's go, last few seconds of this.
Can he do a Dave Challoner or a roaring the lap here and winning on the match here? He has to go very long now. There's not many England players inside the area, but he'll throw it there towards the near post. It's flicked on, comes to Phillips. Now it's back to Walker, right-hand side. The referee's going to allow this attack. Phillips with the cross inside. Maguire with a little flick. Ooh. Grealish now tries to run to the end of it. He's got mounting support on that far side if he can reach it there. He's got Mount there in support. Little chip in there. Oh, just for a moment it came through. Grealish is onside. And still we point out Kane is in there. And just one come for England at the end of it all. And there goes the whistle for the end of 90 minutes. So we've got 30 more minutes of extra time, folks, coming your way on the JB Sports Channel and Commentary Hub with the scoreline 1-1. We'll get Justin Hoyt's views on the second half as we go into extra time. But at the moment, I'm now going to have to take a little bit of a break, and I'll be back with you soon. But the news here at the end of 90 minutes, as we hand back to John Kane and the panel, is that it's England 1, Denmark 1, and extra time to come. John.
Thank you very much, JB, and thank you very much, Justin Hoyt. I'll come back to you guys in a few minutes when we resume the match from its. It's been a really very entertaining game, to be fair, even though it is 1-1, and we were all hoping for an England win within the first 90 minutes, but it's not meant to be, and we are going to extra time, and I do hope that we can avoid the penalties. At the end of the day, the penalties are a lottery. Doesn't matter how you look at it, and it's not really one of the things that any team will favour. We'll go back to our pundits, and we'll come to Russ first. Russ, it was a much better performance in the second half from England, but they really didn't make anything count for them in the end of the day.
No, a lot of chances for England in that second half, and a very good second half performance from England. And towards the end, I don't know if Justin agrees with me, 'cause I know we've got Justin still with us. And Justin, I don't know if you agree with me, mate, but I think during that towards that end of that second half, there was only one side wanting to try and win that game, which was England. I don't know if you agree with that, Justin. Would you say that's a fair assessment on what happened in that second half?
I think 100%. I think especially towards the end of the second half there, I think England looked like they're more likely to score. I think, Denmark looked like they run out of steam, made a few substitutions early on. And I think that kind of killed their pattern of play. And I feel they kind of went a bit more defensive and just tried to see the game out. And I think they're looking more towards a penalty shootout. I think that's what they look like they're going to do, and England really, really pushed and looked more likely to score in that second half for sure.
Justin, if it comes to penalties, obviously we have improved, haven't we, as a nation, on to deal with penalties and win penalties for a change, haven't we? But it's still in the day, it's a bit of a lottery, isn't it? Especially on the form that Kasper Schmeichel's been on today, and obviously you chose him as today's man of the match. It's going to be very tricky, isn't it?
It's going to be very, very tricky. I mean, Kasper Schmeichel, is a great keeper. He's shown it in the game here, and penalty shootouts. I'm sure he'll be more ready for it and alert, and he's faced a lot of these England players before, and I'm sure he's going to be up to speed and up to date with which ways they're going to be wanting to take it. But no, it's going to be very, very tough to score against him. I mean, even in open play, it's going to be tough, let alone a penalty shootout if it goes to that.
Absolutely, and we'd just like to remind our viewers that Justin Hoyt has chosen Kasper Schmeichel as man of the match, and rightly so, regardless of what happens for the remainder of the match. I'll bring Nicholas Jones quickly with us. Nicholas, it's been mostly England, wasn't it, in the second half, but you can never underestimate the Danes. But they have made quite a few substitutions, haven't they? A couple for injuries, and are they running out of steam, as Justin said?
They might be, but they're still managing to hold on to their lead, though, which is good. But I think you're right. England have been more of an attacking side, so it looks as though they might be starting to wear Denmark down. But I'm still going to go with what I said at the start of the show. You just cannot underestimate the Vikings, and I have to agree with him. I also have to agree with Justin that Kasper Schmeichel is well chosen as man of the match. I would have gone for it. I would have gone for him too, to be honest.
Thank you very much, Nicholas. In fact, the extra time has started. We're 30 seconds inside the first half of extra time. Maybe myself for the first 15 minutes of it. With our guest Justin Hoyt today, and we'll come back with JB for the second half of extra time. There seems to be a bit of a chat between the referee and the fourth official. I'm not sure why or what has been happening, but the fourth official has been talking as well with one of the possible UEFA officials as well. But anyway, the Danes with the ball. They're playing from left to right with their normal red tops, and England playing from right to left. Justin, it's only the one change that England made, haven't they, with Jack Grealish coming in for Saka. Surely you were going to see Marcus Rashford or someone else coming in just to give extra energy for the team.
Yeah, I think I'm sure as this extra time goes on, I'm sure England are going to be making changes to freshen it up, get some fresh legs for the England side. And I think Southgate's been very tactical and very smart in not making too many substitutions. He's going to use these substitutions, I'm sure, as this game goes on now. And as this game pans out, I'm sure he's going to bring on some fresh legs that will be very, very dangerous to the England side, especially as Denmark maybe start to tire. If you bring on a few fresh legs now for England, it'd be a great plus for England.
Absolutely, and we can see it looks like Phil Foden and maybe even possibly Jordan Henderson might be coming on for England in the next moment or so. The ball is still with the Danes. It's on the in their own half at the moment. Justin, of course, rightly mentioned that maybe they're running out of steam or maybe running out of energy. However, they have played really well throughout this game and managed to keep England at bay a few times. England with the ball, with Jack Grealish. Grealish with the ball, try taking on one player, taking two, but he was fouled right in the centre. And it's a free kick for England. It's a free kick for England against Poulsen. And Poulsen is acting like he'd done nothing, but really the replay shows that it was the right decision, wasn't it?
It was the right decision, yeah. Definitely a foul there, and it was the right decision by the referee.
And the ball with England, we played 3 minutes of the first half of extra time. It's still England 1, Denmark 1. Both goals scored in the first half. And it's a great ball forward towards Harry Kane. And Harry Kane shoots. And it's a great save by Kasper Schmeichel. And then it cleared on the rebound by one of the Danish defenders. That was a fantastic move by England. England still with the ball with a Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Grealish. He's got about 3-4 Danish players in front of him. They're all aware of his threat. Ball with Declan Rice, pass it on to Kyle Walker. Balls go to the right-hand side of the penalty area with Raheem Sterling trying to take on player inside the penalty area. Raheem goes in. Oh, it's a great interception by the Danish defender. It's a great move by England at the moment, Justin, and that was a fantastic chance. And again, Kasper Schmeichel was in net for the save of the day for the Danes.
Yeah, he's made a great save again. And I mean, England have really come out again firing. They look full of energy, look like they're ready for this extra time. And definitely looking dangerous early on in this extra time here.
The more the game goes, even after we've chosen, or even after what Justin Hoyte has chosen for Kasper Schmeichel to be man of the match, and he carries on and prove that we were right. And Justin, you are right indeed, sir, because he actually, even now, that was a fantastic save from Harry Kane's shot. He was literally watching the replay. It did stretch Kasper a bit, but he knew where the ball was going, even how powerful it was from the England captain.
It was, yeah. It was a great save, like I said, and a great play by England there, and a great shot by Harry Kane. And, England, I'm sure as this game goes on, they're going to be growing in confidence and really, really going at Denmark to try and get that goal.
And it looks like Declan Rice is coming off, and Jordan Henderson is the man who's coming on. Of course, Henderson has scored in the last game for England against Ukraine. And also we've got the Man City player, Phil Foden, is coming on for Mason Mount. It's like for like, isn't it, Justin, for both players?
Yeah, it's definitely like for like. I feel, Calvin Phillips maybe put more, sit deeper and get on the ball more and give Henderson a license to maybe push forward and also defend next to Calvin Phillips, and then bringing on Foden, he's a like for Mount, and he obviously going to bring something completely different to Mount. So I think he's going to be another dangerous threat for England going forward.
5 minutes gone and still 1-1. England did have a chance through Harry Kane a minute or so ago. It was another good save by Kasper Schmeichel, but England were hoping that they could settle the matter within 90 minutes, but it would be very harsh to say that it was predicted, because the Danes has gone to the semi-final on credit. They played really well throughout after the Finland game, and now England on the attack. And the ball goes to Jack Grealish on the left-hand side, just inside the Danish area. It goes to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw trying to pass on the player, managed to stay on his feet. Luke Shaw still with the ball. He's looking for options, Luke Shaw. He's got Jack Grealish behind him, but he gives it to Foden. And it's still on the edge of the penalty area. Now goes to Grealish. Grealish, he's got three players surrounding Grealish and Foden. and the ball goes to go back to Calvin Phillips, and now change area goes now to the right hand side. Walker to Raheem Sterling again. He's been on form today. Raheem goes to Kyle Walker, and England are just trying to find them holes in the English midfield and defence, but it's very hard to get them by. Anyway, Raheem Sterling managed to find some, and he just falls down. And now still England with the ball. It goes to Harry Kane, but it's getting intercepted. It's still with England. On the left-hand side, good cross from Luke Shaw, and is deflected by the defender. It goes for a corner for England. 7 minutes gone, 1-0, corner for England. And England are still on top, haven't they, performance-wise?
They are. Performance-wise, they're really on top. They look more dangerous at the moment, and then definitely growing into this early part of the first half, but now definitely on top at the moment.
It's a corner kick for England. Phil Foden, the man who just came on for Mason Mount. He's going to take the corner. Plays inside the 6-yard area, and a header, but it just goes back, and it goes back to Phil Foden. And again, Grealish. And Grealish has a shot, and it's another fantastic save by Grealish. And the ball still stays in, and it goes back to the left-hand side. Grealish again. Try to take on a player. Moves it inside the penalty area. Pass it to Raheem. Raheem shoots. Oh, that is a bad shot from Raheem. And it goes over the bar. But England are playing really, really well. It's just the end product at the moment that is missing from England.
It is. It's just the end product, and beating Kasper Schmeichel there. It's just the end product and getting the goal that they need, but definitely still on top and really, really piling the pressure on Denmark.
It's a fantastic play by Grealish in a couple of occasions, and obviously we're seeing Grealish coming in in the game against Germany, and he did change the game for England. And let's hope that he's heading in the right direction, isn't it, Justin? It's just a matter of, like we said, the end product. It's not really getting there, and Kasper Schmeichel is literally stopping England in every possible way.
He is 100%, and I mean, it's perfect the way England are playing at the moment and really, really pressing for the goal, but you know, it's just hard to try and beat Kasper Schmeichel at the moment. And I'm sure if England keep, piling on this pressure, you never know, one of these shots or chances and the way they're playing might turn into a goal. But it's definitely hard at the moment to beat Kasper Schmeichel.
England with the ball again. Can they find that winning goal inside the first 30 minutes? 50 minutes each way, first half and second half. And if you're just joining us, we are playing in the 9th minute. It's still 1-1, and England seemed a bit closer in winning the game before it hits penalties, which no one really wants. If we have to, we have to. But like we said just before the extra time started, that England's chances and England's ways of dealing with penalties has improved lately comparing to what it was back in the 90s. But let's hope that England can find that one goal at least that England needs. And so far, they're the one on top in that first half of extra time. England with the ball. Goes for Maguire. To Phil Foden on the right-hand side. Foden. Back to Raheem Sterling. The ball most of the time has been inside the Danish half, and it still is. Foden, again. This time they're trying on the right-hand side, and a great pass. And pass it from Grealish, but it's well intercepted by Vestergaard, the Southampton player. In fact, it was Henderson who made that good run from the right-hand side, and it's a corner for England. It's a corner for England. We've got just under 5 minutes left for the end of this first half of extra time. And Phil Foden again is taking the corner. This time it's from the right-hand side. Phil Foden, cross it inside the 6-yard area. Heads it out by the Danish player. And it goes back to England, down the centre. England are finding the holes in that Danish midfield. But again, like we said, there's a couple of times so far in the last 10 minutes that Kasper Schmeichel has been stopping England from scoring that vital goal. Italy still already in the final for Sunday. They're just watching and waiting to see who their opponent is going to be. Is it going to be England or is it going to be Denmark? At the moment, it's still 1-1, but England are the better side as we speak. We spoke about steam, Justin. It does look like that more or less are going for penalties, aren't they, the Danes?
They are. They look like they're very defensive, maybe trying to catch England on the counter attack. Maybe there's a few tired legs and, a few substitutions they've made. It looks like it's changed their game plan, but 100% it looks like they're looking like they're set for penalties unless they can catch England on the counter attack, which I think they're going to try and do.
And Raheem inside his penalty area, and the try-taken player, and the pulls one out, and it's a penalty! It's a penalty for England! Raheem Sterling got fouled inside the penalty area. It was a fantastic move by Raheem Sterling. Tried to take on 2-3 players from the Danish side, and he got clipped. I believe it was, Højbjerg, seems like. But it's still, nevertheless, it's a penalty for England. And this is the chance for England, Justin, to score and put themselves for lead in the first time in this match.
It is, yeah, and that would mean Denmark would have to come out. They can't defend now, but it would be a great opportunity now to take the lead and try and see this one over the line. Great time to get, hopefully, a goal here. So we'll see what happens.
It's a VAR are looking at it at the moment.
And
interesting too. Indeed. I thought it was a clear-cut penalty, but of course, VAR, I'm assuming they always seem to be checking that sort of big decisions. Especially when it comes, absolutely.
This is a huge decision, this.
And it looks like it's been given. It looks like it has been given a penalty for England, and it's going to be Harry Kane, the England captain, who will be facing Kasper Schmeichel. Can England put themselves in the lead for the first time? Can Harry Kane put England a step closer to the final? Will it be? It will be the second major final ever in England's history. But let's have to score the penalty first. Harry Kane. Harry Kane against Kasper Schmeichel. Everyone is on their nerves from both set of fans. Harry Kane looking forward, steps up, shoots, the save, but Harry Kane scores on the rebound, and it's again, England are 2-1 up. It's England 2, Denmark 1, and oh boy, Schmeichel saves the penalties again, but Harry Kane comes on the rebound and put England ahead, but it doesn't really matter, Justin. We are 2-1 up.
We are 2-1 up. That's the main thing. Great save by Kasper Schmeichel there, but on the rebound, Harry Kane, and it's great that England are now 2-1 up, and it'd be a completely different now end to this 15 minutes. But a great. I was going to say goal, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how they go in. England are 2-1 up. That's the main thing.
Absolutely, England are the ones who actually leading by 2-1, and you can't help not to feel sorry for Kasper Schmeichel because he has done everything right in this game, hasn't he? He got the first goal, Simon Kjær's own goal, and the penalty he managed to save. But that again, probably that as a defenders, they need probably to run, don't they? Normally the defenders, unless they should be running towards, but they didn't. And Harry Kane was the first one through the ball to score from the rebound.
He was, yeah, and it was unfortunate for Kasper Schmeichel, to be fair, because when he saves it, the ball kind of finds its way back to Harry Kane. And like you say, yeah, the defenders are normally running back for it. But as you can see, the ball kind of falls perfectly back to Harry Kane there. And I mean, he's first there right on the spot. So it's an easy tapping for him. And you could hear the cheers and celebrations from Wembley. But no, it was a great goal. Great one. 2-1 now to England, and that's just what England needed. And it looked like it was coming from the way England started this extra time.
Absolutely. To be fair, as Justin pointed out, the Danes has been a bit cagey, and they looked like they were looking for penalties. But that goal has to change the Danes' mentality. It was literally all England in the first half of extra time. We are coming to first minute of stoppage time of extra time, and now England are on the break, and they're on the counter attack. They're inside the Danish half, and it goes to Maguire, who's going forward, and it's a foul. I was going to say penalty. It's a foul for England and for Harry Kane, and England, they were on top, and they deserve to be ahead. And the Harry Kane has put England 2-1 up. And we are playing the second minute, and it looks like we're going to see Kieran Trippier might be coming on for England. Bit of fresher legs, defensive-wise as well. And we're actually going to play 3 minutes of injury time on top of the stoppage time of the first half. But England deserve to be up front, haven't they?
Yeah, they do, especially the start of the second half. I mean, this extra time here, you can see they've clearly been on top, and it's well deserved. I mean, there's been chances for England. There's been not really much from Denmark. They've just defended, and it's well deserved by England. This 2-1 lead at the moment.
Jack Grealish on the left-hand side tried to take on the Danish defence, but it get cleared. Still goes back to Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire couldn't get hold of the ball. Goes back to Foden. Again, could not control the ball. And now the Danes can keep possession. They're inside their own half. Still got about another 30 seconds left for the end of the first half of extra time. And if you're just joining us, England are leading by 2-1. They were initially the Danes who were the ones who start scoring a fantastic goal in the first half, and then it was equalised by England through an own goal by Simon Kjær, who again then Harry Kane from the penalty spot a few minutes ago in the first half of stoppage time. And England are literally on control. I can't describe it in any other way. But now the Danes are coming on the attack, but it looks like it's a throw-in. That would have been a very dangerous attack for Denmark, and surely they have to change the tactics now, like you said, for the second half, because they can't play the way they did for the last 10 or 12 minutes or so.
No, 100%. They're going to have to change the tactics if they want to, tie a level or even try and win this game. They're going to have to try and something in this second half of extra time here. Is basically it's all or nothing for them now, and I think they've got nothing to lose. So definitely they're going to go out for it. But I think that'll, be good for England, because then they can try and catch them on the counter-attack.
Absolutely. And it looks like the first half of extra time has ended. And now we just wait for the second half. And it has been a long night for us, and it's been a long night for the England players. It's been a long night to everyone, really, even for Denmark. But it's the Danes now who need to find some sort of energy to come back into the game. But we've seen England, they need to keep going like they did. It's the best way to attack, best way to defend is attack, isn't it, in the day? And the way they seem to got energy. Let's use it to do so and stop the Danes from scoring the second goal.
Yeah, the best form of defence is attack, and you can clearly see that with the way England are playing. They'll probably make some defensive changes or take off attacker and put on a defender just to try and see this one out. But Denmark really have to try and do something here, otherwise it's an England victory here, which is looking more likely.
Absolutely. The both set of managers talking in the interval with their players. You wonder what the Danish manager is saying to his players. They have made a lot of substitutions, so let's see if England will make another substitution as well, just to make sure that they keep up the lead that they've got. See Gareth South.
Interesting to see what they do here. If they make another defensive substitution, England, we'll see. But I'm sure they will sooner or later, just to try and see this game out. I think they're going to go maybe defensive and try and catch Denmark, obviously, out on the counter-attack, I think, because Denmark are definitely going to have to try and come out here and try and score.
Absolutely. I mean, like you mentioned, the Danes got nothing else but to go for it in the next 15 minutes or so. And but let's hope that England can keep hold of their lead or even double it. And I mean, go back to Kasper Schmeichel. I think if it wasn't for Kasper Schmeichel today, like rightly so, you have nominated for or as man of the match. I think the game probably would have been won within 90 minutes, but it wasn't to be. And now England are taking the lead, and we're going to see a substitution. It's going to be the Atletico Madrid player, Kieran Trippier, who's going to be coming on. We just wait to see who's the player is going to be coming off.
Are England going to change their shape also?
It's we just wait to see who's actually the player is actually going to come off, and it looks like it's Jack Grealish is coming off. I saw number 7, and I was wondering. I'm sure 7 was Grealish, and I don't want to jump the gun here, but no, it looks like Grealish is coming off. It looks like they are going both more very defensive mind style here.
100%, especially if it's Grealish. There must be a tactical decision. It can't be. I don't think he's injured.
The ball goes with England with Phil Foden in the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side. Foden, England are starting off where they ended. They're more attacking side, and they're going to try and keep the trend here, and even maybe just score another goal. Just sort of, we're still all on our edge of our seats, really. Even though it's only 2-1, and it only takes a second, isn't it, for anyone to score a goal? And we don't want to see a Danish goal, of course, but it's better to score the third one, isn't it, than actually just be on our nerves for the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to attack and try and, I think England will sit and defend, but that's the danger here now if England just sit and defend, because I think Denmark are going to go longer, try and play some long balls into the box and just literally try and cause chaos, but we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. It's a throw-in for Denmark inside their own half. And they managed to clear it forward. It goes back again. This time for England, who managed to keep possession, but it's going to be a free kick for England. We played about a minute and a half here of the second half of extra time. And England are the ones who are heading to the final on Sunday, which, of course, we're going to be bringing you the game in 2 commentaries. The first one is going to be in English through the Commentary Hub and JB Sports and Mark Hanneman's channel and Storm Radio. And the other one will be through myself with JDAC Football. And that will be in Arabic. For any Arabic listeners there who want to listen to the Arabic commentary, please feel free. It's all under the umbrella of the Commentary Hub. 2 minutes gone of the second half of extra time. And the Danes who actually got the ball, it's a throw-in for Denmark. What can Denmark do? Have they actually got the energy to come back to the game? They need to do something. They can't sit there and wait for penalties because they are the ones who are actually losing 2-1. A good cross forward, but it was just too much for Poulsen to Braithwaite, in fact, and it goes to a goal kick for England. I mean, it's still a good run, isn't it, for Denmark to get all the way to the semi-finals, and but like anything, it's always disappointing to be losing semi-finals because you always think I was that close from getting to the final.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's great, but for Denmark to get this far, a lot of people probably didn't expect them to do that. So it's great on the player and the coaching staff of Denmark's behalf. But now you'll always be disappointed to get to the semi-final, losing, maybe in the extra time. You'll still be gutted no matter what the result, but you must be proud of even getting this far when it wasn't expected of you. But no, 100% you'll definitely be disappointed.
Absolutely. And the talk is now that It's Coming Home is back on again after we have seen England were trailing Denmark in the first half, but they managed to come back. And now England trying to make another attack, but it's been intercepted by the Danes. Now Denmark on the attack inside the England half. Poulsen. We're trying to look for. They started started a bit better, but they are started probably a bit livelier here, Denmark. And obviously they have got nothing else to show except that to do something. And even probably see Kasper Schmeichel coming in the last minute or two for the corners and stuff, and maybe even score a goal for Denmark's wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking for Denmark, but you never know. I mean, stranger things have happened in the game, and trusts Kasper Schmeichel to make so many good saves, and then the last minute him to get a goal. You never know. Stranger things have happened in football, but hopefully it doesn't as an England fan. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure Denmark are going to keep trying anything they can, but hopefully it's a die-hard defending by.
I'm back.
Thank you very much, and I'm going to bring it back to JB to finish the last 10 minutes off for extra time. And JB, take over, son.
Thank you very much. Well done to John Kane. England 2-1 out for a penalty. A penalty that was saved by Schmeichel, and Harry Kane put it in. So England now 2-1 ahead with 12 minutes to go. And here's, can you believe it? 12 minutes away from a major final. Never been seen in our lifetimes, folks. Drink it in. All England have to do is not concede, and England are there. And what's been your assessment in the extra time so far? I didn't see actually the penalty at the time, Justin. Just remind me how it all came about.
Sterling picked up the ball just outside the box, drove into the box, and it looked like one of the Danish players clipped his heel there as he was going through in between the two players. I think even VAR was saying it's definitely a penalty. You know, getting clipped inside the box. The defender looked like he put his leg out, and in any situation like that is a dangerous time to put out a leg, and any contact there is going to be a PK and a penalty, which was. But yeah, it's great for England, I think, and it's been coming. England have been bright this start of this extra time, and it's only looked like England were going to score.
Yeah, absolutely. Trippier as well, of course, has gone on for Walker, as John Kane will have told you earlier on in extra time. So 10 minutes to go. JB, John Stuttard and Justin Hoyt are your two commentators now for the last 10 minutes or so of extra time. No more dramas, please, England. They're in front. Can they? Yes, quite. Let's hope we can keep it that way. It's been a terrific game of football. Of course, if England and Italy do get through, they'll have to have a good rest tomorrow and possibly Friday, possibly get some training done maybe on the Friday afternoon, then get to the ground Saturday. There's two balls on the field, which is going to frustrate Denmark that little bit more. But a miscommunication there between the ball boys and the players there, which is not going to help Denmark's cause in any way, shape or form. They've got just less than 9 minutes to save the day and take this to a penalty shootout. Can they do it? Braithwaite has the possession. Great tackle there from the English defence. Kerr, who scored the equaliser, sort of inadvertently steered the ball home for the equalising goal, which took it to 1-1. And then Kane's penalty. That's his fourth goal. I should add, in the competition, he moves within one of being the top scorer, of course, while we're level with the top scorer, which is Strick of the Czech Republic, who's got 5. So Kane is still very much in the running as things stand for the Golden Boot Award. It looks like at the moment as things stand, England against Italy, and maybe, just maybe, football may be coming home. But let's hope England can hold out. Maguire intercepts a through ball from the Danes. Maguire now just hooks it out as far as he can. Plays a 1-2, or tries to play a 1-2 with Foden. Here come the Danes. They have to chase the game, but they're going to be susceptible to the counter-attack. And here goes Sterling on the chase. Sterling now, away from his man. He's away from one. He's away from another. This is going to be a terrific run from Raheem Sterling. He's got Kane to his left. Kane inside the area. Kane knocks the ball back. Good defending from Simon Kjær. Did really well there, because that could have easily been curtains for Denmark. And England now just quite rightly slowing the play down and trying to frustrate the Danes. But Raheem Sterling there, just for a second there, just looked as if he was going to score possibly one of the goals of the tournament, and he probably would. And if he had achieved it, he'd have talked about that for another 50 years if he managed to get through. But wait a minute, Walker is still on the field, by the way. Trippier must have replaced somebody else. Grealish, that's Grealish. Well, the substitute being substituted. So yeah, Grealish has been substituted by Trippier. So there we go. England still look really fresh. It's amazing to see. And here's Luke Shaw, who's looked an absolute monster at the left back. Plays a lovely ball. Chance inside the area. Oh, he's had a penalty. No, says the referee. Looks as if Henderson was barged off the ball there. Another substitute there, but I'm sure VAR will check it. But I don't think Danny Mekele was too impressed by England's attempt to try to win a penalty there. But never mind. England are still ahead. That's the important factor of the game. And we've still got a good 6 minutes plus stoppage time to go. England 2, Denmark 0. England 2, Denmark 1, I should say. The whole thing has got to it. And don't forget, on JV Sports this Sunday, myself, Mike Harneman will be your two main commentators. We'll be doing half of the 2 halves each. In a note to 5 live as Braithwaite tries to shoot, and he shoots well, and it's a good save. Diving away to his right from Jordan Pickford, who could end up in the end after a couple of mistakes in the first half, actually being one of the heroes for England, because that was might have been going wide from Braithwaite, but Pickford couldn't take that risk.
Can't take no chances at this stage of the game.
Denmark now are praying for an equalising goal. If they get it, then the drama intensifies with a possible penalty shootout. And none of us want that at the moment. Can England defend for their lives? In it goes towards the 6-yard box. It's headed away. We've got 5.5 minutes for stoppage time. Denmark committing Harry Carey. I think the referee has the whistle gone. No, it hasn't. Schmeichel has possession. 25 yards out of his penalty area. Kicks away towards, almost like Nick Pope does for Burnley, towards the edge of the opposition penalty area. Still 2-1 to England. If you've just joined us, myself, John Kane and Justin Hoyd have been sharing the commentary duties. Well, John Kane certainly did a good job for me, standing in for me when I had 1 or 2 difficulties during the first period, but he's did a good job, and now I'm back with you now for the rest of the game. As the ball comes forward from Makey, as he gets the ball forward, Braithwaite tries to touch it on. Here's Foden with the Gaza-style haircut, and onside is Harry Kane, but out comes Schmeichel, and then Schmeichel then blocks the attempted clearance of Kane. It's almost comedy. It's almost like Keystone Cops sort of played that one. Schmeichel, who's... In fact, Kane used a hand, actually, to be fair. And I think it might have been a 3 kick anyway. So, but, well, we've certainly had our money's worth tonight. 20 attempts to 6 for England. And on target, England have had a whopping 9 of them. And Denmark have had 4. So it's been a very good game. The ball played into the penalty area. Maguire's got to win that, and he does. Well played, Harry Maguire, because he had to win that ball, because if he didn't, England were in trouble.
Great header by Maguire, great defensive header. He's been immense in this game. I mean, even attacking set piece and now defending in his own box, he's been great this game. Just what England need.
Yes, absolutely. 4 minutes to go of extra time. The second period. Denmark corner from the far side. Is there one last twist in the tail? Or can England hold in there? The ball in there, nodded away by Walker. And here comes Sterling again. Sterling keeps it in. And Sterling is running like the Clappers, if you know what I mean. But he loses possession. And here come Denmark again. They're not going to give in without a fight. They're playing for their mate Christian Eriksen. And that belief has carried them all the way through the tournament. But Walker comes away with possession for England. Plays it quite calmly now to Captain Kane, who's really become a superhero. And Trippier now in acres of space on the right-hand side, the former Burnley man. He takes it towards the corner quadrant. He slows it down. And England now will just want to make sure they keep good possession here and don't do anything stupid. Sterling has possession right-hand side to Foden. Foden in turn back to Calvin Phillips. What a game he's had, by the way. Walker now to Maguire. Oh, to Stones rather. Now Maguire. Maguire back to Shaw. And, of course, we have to give Shaw a lot of credit because Jose Mourinho really, really criticised him like from pillar to post in his Manchester United when he was Manchester United manager and still does to this day. But in this tournament, Justin, how well has Shaw proved Mr. Mourinho wrong? And they call him and they're supposed to call him the special one?
Yeah, no, he's been great in this tournament. Probably the best left back probably in this tournament. He's been great for England in every game. Sterling
Sterling's got in now. He's got Foden in the middle. Can England put this game to bed? Well, Sterling's going back towards the quadrant. And so too is Henderson. And here's Trippier. They're keeping good possession. It's got to be said now on that right-hand side. Here's Phillips now for England. They're confident now. It's almost Ole's. Yeah, it's Ole football now.
That's great. It's good to see from England finally.
Well, they're enjoying it now. 2 minutes away. Nothing stupid needs to be done now because if they just hold on in there for the remaining, minute and 45, they're in the final and Italy will be playing him and it will be a real heavyweight showdown. And you'll hear that with me and Mike Harneman and Russ Vernon. Hopefully we'll have some special co-commentator as well to go alongside myself and Michael will be the two main commentators sharing the commentary duties that night. And what a privilege it will be to bring that final to you. And it's been a privilege for most of this night to bring you this fantastic semi-final, as it was for Matt Iles and Nicholas Jones last night. A privilege to bring what was really a terrific semi-final between Italy and Spain, which went the distance in the end on penalties. Don't think this one's going to go to penalties now. 1 minute remains, and Kane now jogging almost at 0 miles an hour, going towards the corner quadrant, but then England give away cheap possession. Calvin Phillips there, just a little bit brainless there. They've got 45 seconds, Denmark, to try and perform one of football's miracles to take this to a penalty shootout. I think the Danes are retired. And you know what? I'm going to be quite honest with you now. It's going to take a miracle. And I think the Danish supporters, who have really sung their hearts out, even against 60,000 English people, I think they know that possibly the game is up. Although Poulsen flicks on, there's an England player gone down. It's with Calvin Phillips. 15 seconds to go. Here goes Harry Kane. And if England just make sure they keep possession, they're there. Here's Raheem Sterling. Sterling into the area. Sterling to finish it. Oh, what a goal that might have been. Schmeichel made a magnificent save at the near post. And that would have been the icing on the cherry on the cake, Justin Hoyt.
It would have been great play by Sterling. It would have been a great way to finish this game, but great little run. I thought he would have gone into the corner to kill the game off, but he went for it and was very unlucky, and a great save, but again by Kasper Schmeichel.
Absolutely, Justin. I don't know about you, but I've no voice left.
No. I don't think I'm gonna have a voice left. Hopefully, it's back for the final here. But no, it's
well,
great.
we hope we have you back for the final. We're actually playing one at the minute at the end, by the way. So we've had 37 seconds of that. Just 20 seconds remain between England and a place in the final. Italy awaits on Sunday night. You'll be able to hear that from 7:15 here on the Commentary Hub and JB Sports and Periscope and Twitter and Twitch. Just like you're listening to this game here now. With seconds remaining, literally 5 seconds of the stoppage time to go. All eyes on Danny McAlery, who has to dummy out of the way of the England pass. Here's Kane, almost at jogging pace. And there goes the whistle! England are through to the final! Pink shapes yourselves, everybody! Don't believe you're dreaming this! England are through to the European Championships final! It means so much to 60 million English men and women! Boys and girls around the country! England will play Italy on July the 11th, on Sunday! And what an achievement for Gareth Southgate. He becomes the first England manager since Sir Alf Ramsey way back in 1966. That's how long it has been for England to be in the major final. Read July the 30th, 1966. Now read July the 11th, 2021. Prince William, a delighted president of the Football Association. And as all is said and done, we give Kasper Schmeichel the man of the match. But England tonight, Justin Hoyt, performed magnificently. Even when the backs were against the wall, they did it and did it so well.
They did it perfectly well. They went a goal behind, and ever since then they didn't look like losing this game. They went back on the front foot and scored the equaliser, and then got the second goal now in extra time, and that was kind of it. They looked like they was growing from strength to strength, and Denmark looked like they ran out of steam. England just looked like they was getting better, and the substitutions, I think, really, really paid and worked in England's favour, and it was a great victory now for England, and it's going to be a great final now. England-Italy will be a huge game, and all the fans and everyone in England will be jumping and cheering, I think, for right up until the final.
Absolutely. 2 goals in 9 first half minutes, made the scores 1-1. Dalsgaard with a brilliant free kick, put the Danes ahead. Then an own goal from Simon Kjær levelled it up. And then in extra time, England got a penalty right at the death of the first half of extra time. Kane took the penalty. Schmeichel performed more heroics to save, but he couldn't stop the rebound. And England held on for the final 15 minutes. And as a result, they are in the final. And you'll be able to hear the whole of that match with myself and Mike Harneman as main commentators. Hopefully, Justin will join us as well. It's going to be a terrific final. Russ Vernon will host the programme from 7:15 on Sunday night. But England tonight, when they needed a superhero, what did they get? Coming over the arch. Was it a bird? No. Was it a plane? No, it was Captain Kane. And Captain Kane sends England to Wembley. That's it from me tonight. You'll hear from me Sunday evening for the big one, the final. But for me, good night. With the great news that England have reached the final after extra time. They've beaten the plucky Danes by 2-1. And back to John Kane.
Thank you very much, JB, and thank you very much, Justin Toit, for fantastic commentary that you guys provided today. And Justin, I'll come back to you first before you go to sleep after a late night tonight. It was a fantastic game from England in the day. Even it did went to extra time, but they did what they needed to do, didn't they?
Yeah, they did what they needed to do. Great victory there, great team performance, and like I said, they just looked like they was going from strength to strength. They did look tired. They made a great substitution there in the game, and just a great result. And I think every England fan, every England supporter, every England player there is over the moon and excited. And they got the job done. And another day at Wembley now on Sunday, and they'll be looking forward to the final.
Absolutely. I'll bring Russ Vernon quickly with us. Russ, you predicted England to win it as well, not just to get to the final. And we are just 90 minutes away from winning a major trophy after the last one back in 1966.
Yes, and I just want to say a message to Kasper Schmeichel. In his pre-match press conference yesterday, he said, has it ever been home? And he was looking forward to stopping England from fetching it home. Kasper Schmeichel, you've not stopped us. We're in the final and we will win it. Come on, England. Well, a question now I want to ask is to Justin Oyton. Justin, you've seen a few England games throughout the tournament. You've covered some of us as well, my friend. A question to you. How good has Kalvin Phillips been in this tournament? And he must be doing something right if Southgate is keeping him on and taking off Declan Rice when he pitches on Jordan Henderson.
No, for me, I've been a huge fan of Kalvin Phillips. I mean, I used to watch him at Leeds, and I've been following his progress in the Premier League. I think he's been the midfielder that England have missed for a long while. He's been a great, great player for England, and you can see why Southgate is not taking him off. I mean, he's everywhere in defence. He gets on the ball, sprays passes from left to right, and he's just been a dominant figure in that midfield. And I think he can control that midfield by himself, and he's shown that in this game and in every game he's played in. And he'll definitely be a huge player for England. And the key to their success if they can win this tournament.
And we've got back with us Nicholas Jones as well.
Just bear with me. Just before you go to Nicholas, John, I just want to ask another quick question. Justin, you've just mentioned that Phillips has done really, really well. Do you feel that, because a lot of fans on social media have said Southgate is going wrong and that Phillips and Rice can't play together. I think this tournament and prior to this tournament it has shown that both players are key to how England play under Gareth Southgate. I think you might have to. Would you agree with that as well, Justin?
I personally think so. I was the one, I admit now, I was one of the ones who said that they shouldn't play together in the midfield together. I feel that Kalvin Phillips was more suited to a single person in the holding midfield role. But I think they've worked well together. They've worked well on the training field together. And I think defensively they work well together in the midfield. And then even when England have the ball, you can see that Kalvin Phillips gets on the ball and they work off each other really, really well. And it's been a great partnership, and it's a hard partnership that's not going to be broken. And they've worked it out really, really well. And that's credit to Phillips and Rice and Southgate and the coaching staff for making it all work and proving all the doubters wrong.
Absolutely. England thoroughly deserved this game, but I'll bring Nicholas Jones with us back again. Welcome back, Nicholas.
Go on. I was just going to say, before I bring Nicholas in, I just want to say, JB Sports, we've had a massive response to the game on JB Sports, John. It's been There's been comments flying in, everything about the commentaries and everything. Everyone, give yourself a pat on the back for the coverage tonight. It has been superb, and people are still. There's 45 watching now. I think we're going to beat the ratings from tonight that are going to beat the night before. So well done to everybody tonight, and let's hope we get big ratings now for the final. We should do now, but I'll let you get back to Nicholas.
Thank you very much, JB, and yes, that is great news, Nicholas. For the third time lucky, I'll bring you back into the chat quickly. It's been a fantastic game from England, but as you being a Denmark observer for us this tournament, they have played well, done themselves proud, haven't they?
Yes, they certainly have. Denmark have really worked so hard to get through to the semi-finals. Not many people said that they would get this far, but believe me, they have proved themselves in more ways than one. And I personally feel that they've done Christian Eriksen proud after what happened to him in the first game against Finland. And Justin, would you agree with me on that one?
Yeah, I feel Denmark have done Eriksen really, really proud. I mean, after what happened and, the way they've been made to continue to play after what happened. And I feel they've done him very, very proud. And I'm sure the team will be proud. The fans will be proud. And, no one really expected them to get this far. So they should, be proud. And, Kasper Schmeichel said what he said in the interview, but I'm sure he done his job, done to the best of his ability. But, at the end of the day, England won, and that's the main thing for all us England fans.
Yes, absolutely. But even though England won, we should take nothing away from Denmark because they proved a formidable opponent. But England were just able to break through when it mattered.
Yeah, England were too strong. I think you could kind of see it towards midway through the second half. Like I think I said in the interview during the commentary that they looked like they was tiring out, and England looked like they was getting stronger and stronger. They looked more fitness levels looked higher. They looked like they had more energy, and I think they just overpowered Denmark. But credit to Denmark for the way they played in this game. But I think England just overpowered them with the pace, the passing kind of tired them out also. So yeah, credit to England and the way they played and saw out this game.
Thank you, guys. And just before we go, I would like to thank JB and Justin Hoyt today for the tremendous commentary they provided to us today. Thank you very much, Justin, for being with us today.
No, thank you so much. Thanks for having me on, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and hope to see you again very, very soon as well. And also would like to thank Ross Vernon, Nicholas Jones, and Mike Hanneman as well, who was with us at half-time. England have won today. They made it a bit hard for themselves, but they managed to get through to the final on Sunday. We'll be here in English and Arabic, and all the information will be in the commentary hub. England 2, Denmark 1. Now, they say it's coming home. They think it's all over. We're not just there yet. Good night.